Okay. Am I live? Can you all hear me? Hey! Hello, brain scratchers. Welcome to tonight's glass of warm milk, I guess. I know it's pretty late, at least here in the Eastern Standards. Y'all over on the Pacific Coast might actually be watching this at a reasonable hour. In any case, this is something that I've really wanted to do for Brain Scratch for a long time, but until recently I did not have a decent computer for video capture and streaming. I did not have a wired connection. I think some of you may remember the disaster that was my attempt at an Undertale stream quite some long time ago. Yeah, that was some excellent phrasing for you. Man, am I bad at unscripted talking, and yet that's all I seem to do with my time these days. I wonder why that is. In any case, let me just set some stuff up, pop the chat out so that I can see it, and then we'll get going. Why is there no Waterdeep game? That's a good question. I have seen some tabletop games based on Waterdeep, and I don't mean like campaigns for Dungeons and Dragons. I mean stuff like board games, Dungeons and Dragons spin-off board games. So, why are you watching a video game playthrough at work? What is your job? It sounds luxurious. I can't even bring my phone in with me to work. In any case, today we are playing Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, with one change. The FMVs that they replaced the original ones with in the Enhanced Edition are frickin' terrible. I'm trying to avoid swearing. It's like I'm one step away from making a swear jar for myself. I'm sorry, guys. So if you hear any awkward fake swearing, that's me changing course in the middle of my sentence. The FMVs they replaced the originals with in the Enhanced Edition were terrible. So I modded the original ones back in. They're a bit grainy, but they're much better to watch, trust me. Here we go. Launching game. Hmm. Sorry, I like that FMV, so I just had to be quiet for the whole time for the whole thing. Hey Ryan, and I'm not playing Baldur's Gate 2 because that's like skipping to the middle of the story. My eventual plan, hopefully, is to play through the entire trilogy of Baldur's Gate, and by that I don't mean Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and 3. I mean Baldur's Gate 1, the expansions for Baldur's Gate 1, and then Baldur's Gate 2 and its expansions. You know, it's a bit confusing. The third chapter was the expansion to Baldur's Gate 2. I'm gonna turn down my headset a little bit so I can hear myself think. And now, before I start, there are a few things to mention about the options menu for you newcomers. Some of this I don't think was here in the original Baldur's Gate. The whole game was sort of ported into the Baldur's Gate 2 engine for the Enhanced Edition, which the modding community had already been doing for years before that anyway, so, you know, safe decision there. But there are some things that you can turn on or off. I am not going to be using max HP on level up. What this does is it guarantees you the maximum roll for your health every time you level up. You might get like 15, 12 something points, or you might get 2. And if you're playing normally, you have to roll the dice in the background for that. You can save scum it, which is what people used to do for Baldur's Gate 1. But I'm not going to save scum it unless I get a really bad roll early on, because I don't want to be level 3 with like 13 HP. That would be a nightmare. But yeah, apart from that, oh yeah, and in one of the updates they added super easy story mode and a super hard mode to balance that out. But I'm not going to be using either of those. I'm going to be playing core rules. We're going to do this legit. It's funny because the second edition rules are so punishing in video game form that that they had to make a separate normal mode that was slightly easier. Anyway, I am just going to jump right into character creation. This is a bit complicated, but if you've ever played Dungeons & Dragons, it's basically the same thing. I have a few pre-generated characters, but I'm going to go through this anyway, because the pre-generated characters I make tend to have, like, ridiculously high stats, and I'll explain why that is in a bit. One of the cool things about Baldur's Gate is, yeah, it comes with these portraits, most of which belong to characters that already exist in the game. That's awkward. But you can also just dump portrait files into a specific folder in my documents, and they will appear in this list. They actually simplified this in the Enhanced Edition from the original version. What you used to have to do was make 3 separate bitmap images of specific sizes and name them in a specific way and then put them all in the folder. And then they would have 3 separate sizes of the image to display in like the sidebar or the status menu or whatever. In the Enhanced Edition, you just need 1 file that's bitmap in the correct size, and it will resize it accordingly. So that's nice. It's a little less complicated. I have no idea where this image is actually from, because I just downloaded the Super Ultimate Portrait Pack and picked out a few images that I liked and put them in the portrait folder. I didn't install the whole portrait pack because that's like a million billion portraits, and it would take forever to scroll through this list to find the one I want. Anyway, races. Yeah, they actually have, this is something to consider when making your character. They actually have some pretty substantial benefits and stuff. I'm going to go with half-elf. I have 30% resistance against charm and sleep magic, I have infravision, and I have 10% to pick pockets, which I never use, and 5% to hide in shadows, which is actually going to be helpful for the race I'm going to pick, for the class I'm going to pick, rather. This is in the Baldur's Gate 2 engine. So, you have a lot of classes that weren't in the original Baldur's Gate. For example, if you pick Mage, which I don't recommend doing in Baldur's Gate 1, you get Wild Mage, and all these specializations which I think were in the original, but you also get Wild Mage, which wasn't added to the game until the expansion for Baldur's Gate 2. This class is a trip, because every time you cast a spell, you have a chance, I think it happens whenever the game rolls a critical failure, of some extremely random and possibly bizarre effect happening that might hurt you or might hurt your enemies. I don't need to pick this anymore, though, just to experience it, because one of the cool things that the Enhanced Edition actually does, which I like, is add an NPC party member who is a wild mage, so you can just recruit her and experience the madness. But I'm not going to be a mage of any persuasion, because you start at level 1 in this game, as opposed to Baldur's Gate 2 where you start at level 7 or 10 or something, whatever the experience point amount is. And level 1 mage in 2nd edition D&D is a miserable experience. I'm going to be a ranger. Oh, that's nice. I can wear helmets. Why do you need a special skill to wear a helmet anyway? Don't you just put it on your head? In any case, yeah, Ranger's a decent class. I mean, it's basically just worse fighter, but for the purposes of roleplay, I actually do like, Ranger. And it starts out with 2 points of proficiency in the 2 weapon style, which is a significant bonus early on if you want to do that. There's also subclasses. These were added in Baldur's Gate 2. So you wouldn't have been able to pick any of these in Baldur's Gate 1 originally. But I'm just going to stick with plain Ranger. Baldur's Gate Experience the Madness. Yes. As the title of this stream will alert you, 2nd edition really wants you dead. Rangers, oh yes, I forgot about this. Old school Dungeons & Dragons had class-based alignment restrictions. So you can, if you're a ranger, you can only be good. There should be like lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil, and true neutral in the middle here, but I'm a ranger. I can only be a goody two-shoes of some persuasion. Let's go chaotic good, because that matches the voice file I'm going to be using for this. There we go. Okay, I'm going to stick with my first roll for this because I don't want to cheese it, so I'm going to store that. But I want to demonstrate something. If you're making a new character, you can just re-roll as many times as you want. Now ignore these numbers here while you're re-rolling. Just watch this one. It gets lower, it gets higher. And you can redistribute points however much you want to whichever skills you want, you see? So I can just get rid of basically all my intelligence and dump it into strength. The only other thing to watch out for when you're rolling is the second number here if you go for 18 strength. Because the higher this second number is, the better your 18 strength actually is. Although that won't matter, because somewhere in this game there is like an item, a tome of some kind, for each of these stats. So if you're playing a completionist character, you can boost each stat by 1 point from whatever it is when you start. And have 19 strength, which is ridiculous. It's basically mini giant strength. Anyway, I'm going to recall my original roll. Let's see. I've got a total of 82, which isn't bad, but isn't great. I've had total rolls of 90, and when you're playing any kind of warrior-type class at the beginning of the game and you have a total of 90, it gets good. Anyway, I can't go any lower than 14. I think that's my class minimum. I'm going to take 1 point out of that. I actually want to boost my dexterity some, so I'm going to take a little bit away from constitution. 2 away from intelligence. Put one of those into dexterity. One of those into charisma, because I hate role-playing someone who's as bad at talking to people as I am. That looks decent. Yeah, I can work with this. Keeping in mind, I'm planning for having 1 more point in every stat than I have here. You don't want to go too low on any of these stats unless you're really into the role-playing aspect, because you do have to make various saving rolls. The game never tells you exactly which saving rolls you're making before you make them in this game. Everything happens kind of fast, but the different stats do factor into that from time to time. So, you know, focus on what's good for your class, but don't like really lower your intelligence to 3 or something. 4 is the minimum. Okay, that's good. You can't be too stupid. You can only be like really stupid, not extraordinarily stupid. That's good to know. I'm good with that. Those are my stats. Anyway, skills. In Baldur's Gate 1, this, and this all used to be one skill. So going from Baldur's Gate 1 vanilla to Baldur's Gate 2, it was a little difficult to get your proficiency straight if you were like using your longsword skill to wield scimitars. One thing to keep in mind when you're starting out is that Katanas, wakizashi, and ninjato have a special characteristic in this version of the game because they weren't originally in Baldur's Gate. Even scimitar was only added when the Tales of the Sword Coast expansion was added to the game, which is bizarre to me because our old friend Drizzt Dudden is actually in this game, and he has scimitars, so why can't I have them? Well, they didn't add them until Tales of the Sword Coast. But there's an iron crisis on the Sword Coast right now. And, basically what that means is every locally made iron weapon has a 1 in 100 chance on every swing of breaking on you. The only unbreakable weapons in those classes are the magical ones, the +1 weapons. But the katana, the wakizashi, the ninjato, they aren't locally made, so they don't break. So you can get those straight out the gate when you're in Candlekeep, and seriously give yourself an opening game advantage. I'm not going to do that, though, because it makes no sense for my character to have that kind of proficiency at the start. So I'm able to put 2 points of proficiency into any skill at this point in the game. And I can also add a 3rd point to my 2 weapon style, which starts out at 2. So that's maxed out, and that's maxed out. And my 2nd proficiency point is going to be in longbows, because I do want to have some kind of ranged weapon capability. I'm not going to have a longbow at the start of the game, because I only have so much gold starting out. But there it is. That's my starting skill. But I just did want to acknowledge the Katani Wakizashi Ninjato thing, because, well, if I don't, people are going to be commenting telling me I should have picked one of those. Katanas are expensive, by the way, so if you put your points into those, you have to do some serious financial gymnastics to get 1 or even 2 or even 1 of those in the opening area. Racial enemies. Oh yeah, this is an advantage that Rangers have. You get a +4 bonus to your hit and damage rolls if you're fighting the specific enemy that you pick here. Now, I'm going into this mostly blind, so I don't actually know what monsters I'm going to run into. I'm going to play it safe and say my racial enemy is Ogre, because I'm pretty sure they'll throw an Ogre in at some point during this game, but I'm not sure if, like, we'll ever get to a point in Baldur's Gate 1 where we're fighting a dragon. That would be a little ridiculous for level 10. I think actually Ranger can only go up to like level 7 or something in this game. So, racial enemy Ogre. Let's see what's in the chat. Ryan is not going to be joining this time around. I can't speak for the future, but for now I just want to do this as a chill solo kind of thing. Because I'm stuck at home when I really should be at work, but I took time off of work for medical reasons, but I can't actually go to the doctor until the weekdays start, and I figured I'd use the time to actually get this project started. Anyway, you may be able to customize your portrait, but for appearance, yeah, this was early days. All you can really do is coloring. So I'm going to change my coloring to match the portrait some. That looks right. Skin a little paler, please. Thank you. Clothes, maybe a darker green. Something brown. Yeah, that looks good. And now for voices.
All will die.
In the original Baldur's Gate, there were like three choices per gender, but they've added in some additional voices to the enhanced edition, which is really nice. Your main character doesn't talk, and this doesn't really doesn't talk vocally, and this doesn't really affect dialogue choices either because none of those are vocalized. Don't mind the barking chihuahua. I can't really do anything about that. I live in a house share. Oh well. I do like that, like, they don't stop you from choosing male voices for the female or female voices for the male. It's just, you know, a choice that you have. They also don't, like, I'm not sure why they don't stop you, because they certainly stop you from choosing the built-in male portraits for a female character and vice versa. Anyway, I'm going to pick female relaxed because I love this voice. This one was one of the added ones.
You don't stand a chance. Oh, this is such an honor. I don't know what to say. Wait, yeah, I do. Follow me.
It's a really likable voice. Because the game was so moddable, you could basically add however many voices you wanted. in the original game, provided you knew like the file types and the naming conventions the game used. So I once played the game like years and years ago with all of my voice clips replaced by quotes from Black Adder, which was interesting, to say the least. Another thing which is entirely useless is this biography option that opens up after you choose your appearance and voice. It gives you a pre-typed backstory, but you can clear this out and type in your own backstory if you want. It's purely for flavor, it doesn't do anything. But it's a Dungeons and Dragons game. If you were making your character sheet, you'd probably be writing your own background or talking to your dungeon master about your background and how to work it into the story, so that's pretty nice. Anyway, okay, what was I planning to name this character again? I've got like 5 names listed here that I pulled off of a D&D name generator. And I'm trying to decide which one. They all look so good. Alright, I'm just going to go for the first one. Because I am a half-elf, it's going to be an elven-sounded name. My character is going to be Illithane. There we go. You can also create a party, but I'm not going to do that, because there are NPCs that join you throughout the game. If I wanted to play an Infinity Engine game where I was creating an entire party, I'd be playing Icewind Dale, which is built for that. You don't get NPC party members in that game, you create the whole party, which admittedly makes character creation at the start of the game a really long and tedious process, but here we go. Finally done with the menus. It's time to begin. With a text crawl. Oh, right. Difficulty. Yeah, they added Legacy of Baal to the expanded edition, and story mode as well. So you have super easy, can't possibly lose mode, and super hard, can't possibly win mode. That's one way to balance the karma.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Yeah, it was like that in the original too, where the voice acting would outrun the text pretty quickly. I love that narrator voice, though. It's so smooth and relaxing to listen to. It's like Bob Ross, if he was a sword-wielding badass. Anyway, one thing that I definitely like about the Enhanced Edition, one of the few things that they did to the UI that I really, really like, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, which you could not do in the original, I'm pretty sure. In any case, like any true Dungeons and Dragons experience, the first thing you gotta do is use your starting gold, which, wait, how much starting gold do we have? 170 gold pieces. I'm not sure if that's a random gold roll either. It might just be. But like in any tabletop experience, the first thing you gotta do is use your starting gold to buy your starting equipment. Hi!
Oh, you bet.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Greetings, child. I have been told to advise you in negotiating with merchants, innkeepers, tavern owners, and the like. Is there anything I can tell you of such things? Okay, BioWare had this really silly thing in their early days where NPCs would verbally tell you tutorial stuff. It's especially egregious in Knights of the Old Republic, where the first character you talk to is telling you about how the menu works with his voice acting. In any case, if you're just starting out and want to know the finer points of gameplay, you can talk to these green-robed men around Candlekeep. I'm not going to talk to any more of them because that takes a long time. But there is quite a lot to learn. There's also a dedicated tutorial mode that you can access through the main menu to get some of the more complicated stuff down. Anyway. Now, before I hit Winthrop over here, I actually want to talk to this guy. For the record, I'm going to be playing this game mostly blind because my memory of this game really only extends to the Nashkel Mines. And most of what I did after that last time I played was open world bullshit. Swear jar. I need one. God damn it. Anyway.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Ah, yes, I'm back within the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. With this iron crisis upon us, the trip from Baragost was more hazardous than I care to relate. You're Garion's ward, aren't you? My, you have come into your own, if you would permit an old man jealous of youth to say so. Pervert. I left an identify scroll with Teth Toril in the inner grounds. He should be done examining it by now, so if you could fetch it for me, I'd be grateful. Alright, side quest. The journal didn't used to have these separate quest and journal tabs, but basically you have your quests. The first entry in every quest is listed here so you don't forget what you're supposed to do. And events get listed in this tab as your character punches them in. You can also, like in the original, make your own entry, like so. There. You can type in basically anything and roleplay your character through your journal if you feel so inclined. I won't be doing that for the stream because that takes forever. But I do it when I play most of the time, just so you know. Anyway, so we have a stick and some gold. Actually, that's a nice amount of gold to be starting the game with. Since I'm rolling a dual-wielding ranger.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse. Ah, Winthrop. The NPCs in this game, they're kind of one-off, but they are memorable. That is something that BioWare is good at. They don't necessarily get the roleplay aspect of their games down as well as some other developers like Obsidian do, but they do write memorable dialogue. It's basically the only thing Dragon Age 2 had going for it. Well, hello there, young one. Come to visit your old pal Winthrop, have ye? Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece book entrance fee, as per Candlekeep's custom, don't you know? You always were the big kidder, Winthrop. That gets funnier very nearly every time I hear it. Well, perhaps not quite so often. Ha! Just having a bit of fun with you, my friend. Them monks may be walking about with poles in their nethers, but you know you are always welcome here in my sight. Gorion did well by you, he did. So, is there anything I can do for you? Some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy? Why are you offering me a room to sleep? I live here. Sure, what do you have? Okay, so, inns, and just generally resting in this game, is one of the most infuriatingly, not user-friendly things in Dungeons & Dragons games. If you pick the peasant room or rest out in the wilderness, you can't rest in town without going to an inn. The guards will kick your ass for being a hobo. Basically, you get 1 HP back per night. And if you get a more comfortable room, it's like 2 HP, 3 HP, 4 HP. But going for the royal room is 8 gold. So, you know, diminishing returns. You can pay 1 gold for 1 HP or 8 gold for 4 HP. It's, yeah, it's, it's a thing that you're going to have to deal with later on because you take a lot of damage in Baldur's Gate. Anyway, keeping in mind that I only have 170 gold to work with, I need some decent armor and some decent weapons. I'm going to buy myself 2 long swords. And that's just to start out. And some studded leather armor. Because because these are too expensive. I could wear them if I wanted to, but the studded leather armor is as high as a ranger can go if you still want to use your hide in shadows ability. So, yeah. And being able to stealth around in this game is pretty useful. I'm also going to buy a helmet. No, I'm not going to buy a helmet. Scratch that. You find tons of helmets just dropped by enemies. There's no sense spending even 1 gold on that. So, studded leather armor. There. I have all my starting gear. The third function of shops and inns is drinks. You can buy drinks, and the only thing this does, I think, is make you a little bit drunk, which might not even do anything in this game. Maybe it affects your rolls. Or, you know, shows a rumor. No rumors. Bitter black ale. There we go. Lots of trouble down in Nashkel. Monsters or some such are said to be killing the workers at the Nashkel mines. Bad news for smiths, or anyone that needs tools to make a living. That was a waste of 2 gold because I could have learned that just by talking to the NPCs. But thank you, random bargoer. Done. They were really... Oh yeah, and it adds entries to your journal. I forgot about that. When you hear a rumor, it'll add an entry to the journal, so that you can keep track of the information you found, which is useful. But that tidbit about the Nashkel mines is one that you can't really avoid. Anyway, I have myself some gear. I'm going to put my quarterstaff in slot 2, just in case my weapons break. And since I'm a dual wielder, I can put a sword into my shield hand. And it will unequip the sword from your shield hand when you equip a 2-handed weapon like the quarterstaff. There's no sense trying to sell the quarterstaff, by the way, because it doesn't. You can't sell the quarterstaff. It's worth nothing. No one's going to pay you any gold at all for a goddamn wooden stick. Anyway, before we go do that errand for Tathora, let's talk to these people here.
A pleasure to meet a socially acceptable person such as yourself.
I'm getting some mixed signals here. Your voice clip was like, a pleasure to meet you, and then your text box was like, get the fudge out of my face. Swear jar. Okay, now let's talk to you.
No time to chit-chat.
Step up to the heat, young one. You'll need a good fire to warm the chill stares of those monks. Most inhospitable they are. Isn't that so, lovey? Oh yes, darling, they are most standoffish. And then you get, like, a variety of responses. I do like this, but there is some limitation to how your character's attitude can be portrayed in dialogue. You can never really roleplay freeform in this game. You have to pick the response that's closest to what you would actually say, I guess. They lead a somewhat cloistered life here, so they are unaccustomed to many visitors. You are perhaps a bit colorful compared to what they are used to. Colorful? Dear, perhaps we should dress a little more plainly to fit in. It's worth a try, my dear, although our clothes may only be half of it. They certainly couldn't react any worse than they have. I thank you for the suggestion, Ilifane, and for putting it tactfully. Good eve to you. Okay, so there's like no Paragon Renegade thing going on in this game, but there is a reputation, which, let's see, where do they list that? Reputation? Yes, reputation average 11. This goes down toward evil or up toward good, and it affects mainly, characters that can join your party. Evil characters will not want to join your party if you're, like, super good. Neutral characters will basically piss and moan if you go too far evil or too far good, but they'll never leave your party. Jaheira, stop, please. But, if you go too far bad, though, bounty hunters will randomly spawn in basically everywhere you go and try to kill you. So, you might want to play an evil character who's not too evil. You know what I'm saying? That having been said, you can commit crimes in this game. If I were to, like, go to, like, random containers inside this building and try to steal stuff, well, it would get me in trouble if anyone saw me doing it, so you want to do it when, like, you're over here, and there are no characters who can visibly see you. If the fog of war obscures them, they can't see you. You can pickpocket shopkeepers, if you have the skill for that, and get items for free that way, which is one way to get that super expensive katana you might want. But, apart from that, well, you can always go on a killing spree. You can murder basically anyone in this game, if you're high enough leveled, and they don't kill you first. Anyway, it's time to go around the tutorial area completing quests, and I very strongly encourage not skipping this because experience points are hard to come by in this game, and you don't level up very fast. And what's more, as you recruit party members, you can have up to 6. The experience points you gain are divided among the party members. So if you gain 30 experience, it's not like everyone in your party gains 30 experience. Everyone in your party is gaining 5 experience from that. But since I have only one party member, I can get a start on gaining experience to get to level 2. And it's going to take a while, because Ranger is one of those classes that has higher experience requirements for leveling up. If you're playing Thief or Mage, you get level ups at lower experience thresholds, which is that class's way of making up for the fact that the HP gains are really low. And because when you're a low level at a Mage, you can cast like 1 or 2 spells a day. I'm not even joking. That's where they start. It's miserable. But yeah, you level up faster as certain classes and slower as others. The experience cap for Baldur's Gate 1 is something like 161,000 experience points, which as a ranger will probably get me to level 7, which would probably get you to a mage, probably get a mage up to level 10. And so yeah, you're going to be hurting for experience points. Grab every experience point you can. Because they are like gold. They're even more like gold than the actual gold in this game. No?
When conflict sweeps across the dale,
Ah, okay.
the great lizards of the north shall
The Lord
descend
of
with
murder shall
violent
perish,
fury.
but in his doom he shall
That's
reign as
very
strong
enlightening.
mortal progeny.
I'm sure that won't be important at all, though.
Will be sown from their passing. So saith the wise
Dah!
of the law.
My mouse wire's caught on something. I really need to get a wireless mouse.
Greetings, young one.
Firebeat has sent you to me, hasn't he? Very well. Return this scroll to him, but then you must hurry and speak with Gorion. He is waiting for you on the steps of the Central Library. I assure you, child, it is a matter of greatest urgency. Now, I just got an identify scroll. You might think this is a quest item. And it is, but it's also just an identify scroll. You can keep this if you want. And you can use it to either teach a mage the identify spell, or have a mage use the identify scroll to cast the spell without using their spell slot. So that's not bad to have either, because a lot of items come up unidentified when you first get them. And the identify scroll allows you to identify them so that you can, for example, learn that the girdle you're about to put on will change your character's gender and then be cursed to not be removable. That's a thing that exists in this game, yes. Dungeons and Dragons is weird. Apparently that item is not a Baldur's Gate invention. It's an actual Dungeons and Dragons thing that they brought in. Anyway, let's go give this guy his scroll, because I'm a goody two-shoes. I mean, you can be an evil ranger, but I'm pretty sure your alignment will change or something. I'm not sure if this game implemented that rule, actually. Like, your alignment can be good, but you can do evil things in gameplay. What does the game do if that happens? Does it change your alignment?
So hard to
I might be
find
thinking
decent
of...
folk
I might be
nowadays.
thinking of more recent games, or more, or stuff that only Dungeon Masters would do. I am glad to see that age has not hardened your heart towards an old man such as myself. I'll take all of your identify scrolls. Wait, how can I possibly get another one of those in Candlekeep? I'll take all of your identify scrolls. I have great use for those types of scrolls. Here, Allow me to cast a little spell on you. It will protect you from any evil you might meet tonight. Why, thank you for that totally timed protection from evil buff that I'm not going to have any chance to use. But we did get a material reward from that. We have a potion of healing. You can right-click any item, by the way, to get the description screen. The potion from healing only restores 9 hit points, which at this point in the game, oh god, my starting health roll was terrible. Restores almost all the health you have. How about that? I probably had a starting health roll of 12 or something, and I only got 10 HP. It might be my constitution that did that, actually. Yeah, I lowered my constitution this time. I'm not used to starting the game with such a low amount of HP on a fighter class. On a warrior type class, rather. Okay. So. Yeah, I ran that errand. Let's see. What, I forgot about this. Sometimes the journal has this kind of snarky way of describing things, and I missed the chance to see the first entry because of the way the Enhanced Edition lays the journal out. But your character will say something along the lines of, "Without me to run its endless errands, this keep would crumble into the dust from which it sprang." Hi, Flydia. How you doing?
Hello there.
Oh, hello. Have you seen my copy of the History of Halrua anywhere? You know how I can't stand the constant shuffling of arthritic feet up in the library, so I thought I'd get a bit of fresh air just east of here, and... Oh, I hate being so absent-minded. Please, if you find it, I really do need it back. Yeah, I think the Keep's monks would murder you if you lost one of their books. And if you want to know where to look for this, the journal straight up tells you. Where is it? Quests. Flydia's book. Dear absent-minded Flydia has lost another of her books, The History of Halrua this time. Last time she was at Candlekeep, she lost an entire 4-volume set in the hay we keep for the cows. Guess we'd better check the hay we keep for the cows. The obvious answer is always the easiest. This location, Candlekeep, is going to be an important one later on, but explore it now while you have the chance, because you're not going to be able to get back in here once you leave until really late into the game. The monks here have a strict entrance fee. Anyone seeking entrance into the library fortress must bring a really expensive rare book to add to the library, and that's your entrance fee. So that was what Winthrop was talking about when he mentioned the 10,000 gold book entrance fee. Right now we live here because Gorion the Sage is our foster parent, but, you know. Anyway, because we're playing a video game, let's explore every room we can. I mean, nothing bad can come of that. Oh, hi. Oh, goody, goody, I've gone and found ye first. You are the ward of Gorion, no doubt. I do not recognize you. Who are you, and what are you doing here? Who I am is unimportant. Wow. Never thought I'd hear someone say such an edgy line in real life. Huh. The world truly is a wonderful place. But who you are is very much so. I apologize for this dirty bit of business, but I must seek your death. A pity, I know, but it would seem your head is worth an exceptional amount to me. I kill you myself, and I need not share credit with anyone. Anyway, I have auto-pause set up to automatically pause the game when certain things happen. So, whenever combat starts, the game will just stop and alert me to it, so nothing will ever catch me off guard and start wailing on my characters before I have a chance to react. So I can just immediately order my character to murder Shank. Now, with my usual character builds, which have higher stats, this usually ends in a hilarious explosion. Let's see if that still happens with a slightly lower stat set. He dodged one attack. That's better than he normally does. Looks like Shank got shanked. The awkward autopause mechanic, though, and this was true in the original as well, is that sometimes you unpause the autopause, and it immediately autopauses again for another reason that you have set in the options menu. 20 experience points. This is gonna take a while. Second edition Dungeons and Dragons is miserable. Anyway, we get to take his dagger, which is always nice. And since there's no one around in here, we can check some boxes. I'm pretty sure this doesn't count as theft. Even if it does, I think like your reputation only slides toward evil if you're actually caught, which is bizarre, but there you go. Oh, lucky. 8 gold. Some of these treasures are randomly generated. Last time I played this game, I didn't get anything from this desk, but hey, I got gold. Oh, wait. There's a barrel. Oh, right. I'm misremembering. It's the barrel I didn't get anything from. Okay. I don't think the treasures are randomly generated. I could be wrong. Who knows? Illithane, you cut yourself above the brow there. What is wrong, child? Something in your eyes tells me that something is very wrong indeed. Now, this makes me laugh. You see, after you finish this dialogue, this guy walks right through that door. So if you try to play it off, I just imagine him walking in and seeing the corpse and being like, oh. 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 Oh, Parda, there was a man in there. He smelled like the stables, and he tried to kill me. It was horrible. It was horrible. As in, just how bad he was at it makes me laugh. Hurry then, child. Equip yourself at the inn and go join Gorion on the steps of the library. I had a sense something like this might happen. Did he just walk through the wall? Huh. Okay, I'm just going to be polite, shut the door, and pretend that didn't happen. Okay. So. Let's, check the hay. Sure enough. History of Halrua. Now, as with a lot of these Western RPGs, you can read the books. There's quite a lot of lore here because the Forgotten Realms setting in which this game takes place is a really big, fleshed out setting. I have the Forgotten Realms campaign setting book from 3rd edition, actually. It's got a lot in it. I mean, it's got a lot in it. Ugh. But I'm not going to read the books to you because this is a video game stream, not story time with brain scratch commentaries. But, you know, it's something to do while you're playing the game. There's a lot to learn about the world. A lot of the lore has to do with locations you don't actually visit in the game, though, so it's purely flavor text. Like, some of the stuff comes up. Like, if you read a book about the Red Wizards of Thay, well, one of the playable characters is Red Wizard of Thay, and I think the Red Wizards come into one of the characters they added, the story of one of the characters they added to the Enhanced Edition, too.
Hello there.
My book! Oh, you remind me of Gorion when you grin like that. Raising you has been hard on him, I know, but he says it's a toil of love, a toil of destiny, even. You must be a very special child indeed to draw such praise from a man of his silent nature. Here, take this little gem of mine. Maybe Winthrop will give you a little something for it. Alrighty. 50 experience. Wow, I got more experience points from the book delivery quest than I did from fighting Shank. That makes perfect sense, actually. That guy was a pushover. Yes, world building and writing books in universe. I love that. Like, even in the most non-roleplay Elder Scrolls game like Skyrim, you get a lot of cool books that you can read. And I think even Elder Scrolls Online does that kind of thing too. Oh yeah, right.
What do you need?
Nice day, ain't it? Too bad Nessa here ain't enjoying it, though, her being sick and all. I need to get her one of them potions of antidote off Hull. He stayed up drinking last night and got hauled out of bed to man the gates early this morning, so I bet he's got a few of them lying around somewheres. I like the idea that the antidote potion that cures poison is also used as a hangover remedy. Is that like a Dungeons and Dragons thing that's actually, a Dungeons and Dragons thing? Oh yes, priests. I should explain this because it's important.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
I am pleased to see that you have taken time to pay tribute to wise Ogma. I was wondering what you had to offer at this Temple of Wisdom. Yeah, Ogma is like the god of wisdom or something. There's a lot of gods in the Forgotten Realms setting. In any case, you can have priests cast spells on you for a price. Like if you don't have a healer with you, or your healer is all spent, or your healer is too low level to cast Cure Serious Wounds, for example. And you might actually make use of this as you get more money because, well, your spell slots are very, very limited in 2nd edition. You can make donations, which I think increases your reputation. I'm not sure what else it does. It might cast a blessing on you. Not really sure. I've never done it. I'm not really a churchgoer, sorry. Or you can buy potions, which is always nice. You can also identify items, which is definitely good. The important thing about the priests, though, is the raise dead spell. Your characters can die, and unless you kick them out of your party, they'll sit in your party as this little skeleton portrait over here in the corner. So you can raise them from death. If you kick them out of your party while they're dead, they're permadead. They are gone forever. There is also something else to watch out for, although this only came up for me when I was playing Tales of the Sword Coast as a youngin'. There's also such a thing as a disintegration trap, which disintegrates the body of whoever it hits if they fail their saving throw. If the body is disintegrated, you can't get the character back. You can't use raise dead on a character you don't have a body to resurrect. They're gone. They're beyond dead. So watch out for that, and always keep your thief on find trap status. Trust me, you'll thank me. Ah, it's raining. Weather effects are nice. I do like the weather effects, but I actually like walking in the rain when it's not storming or anything. It's relaxing. Oh. It's storming. Okay. Hi, John Delar.
Hey,
Hey there, Illiphane. I see you're up early this day. Well, your father, Gorion, has asked me a strange favor. Seems like he wants you to learn some fighting, and asked me to be the teacher. So I hope you brought your staff with you. Buddy, I brought more than my staff with me. You see these puppies? Yeah. We're rocking now. Hostile creatures have red circles around their feet. Left-clicking within the circle will direct you to attack me. You can switch weapons using the quick weapons icon. The weapon outlined in green is the current weapon. Attack with fists only, empty quick slot, if you only wish to knock your opponent unconscious. Now that's a thing. There's this guy in a bar in the next town over who will attack you if you talk to him. Or I think he talks to you and then just start to fight with you. You can kill him, or you can punch his lights out and he'll just go unconscious. And if you do that, every time you go back into the bar, he's awake, he's there, and he beelines for you. Just start swinging away. And you have to knock him out all over again. No, Brian Kiros. This is Baldur's Gate 1. I'm playing through the series in order. I'm going to import my character into Baldur's Gate 2. Blah, 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 blah. Tutorial fight, tutorial fight, tutorial fight. During our fight, I'm going to spring a little surprise on you. Remember, you can press the spacebar at any time and pause the game. This will give you time to think, especially once my little surprise comes up. Are you ready now? Good.
You don't stand a chance.
You did good, kid, especially after Eric started firing those arrows at you. What? Oh. He didn't have a chance to get a single arrow off. I'm sure your father would be proud. You should go talk to the gate warden if you want some experience in fighting with a group of people. You can find him just south of here. Out there, it can be pretty important to know how to fight with allies at your side. Okay. Let's, see what's in here. Nothing, apparently. Hi, Revor.
Why Moradin's hammer?
I thought I asked you to clean the rats out of this building yesterday. Hop to it. Get in there! Reaver has once again pressed me into service in his storehouse. All reports suggest that our feline forces have turned traitor, and that the rats are on the offensive. It appears that I am our last hope in the face of such an awesome display of power. Farewell, dear journal. Farewell. Oh dear.
That was just for practice. Didn't see that coming, did you?
That's one rat gone? Ooh. I gained an experience point. Oh look, I gained another experience point.
That was just for practice.
I gained another experience point. I think that's all of them. Yep, that is all. Okay, I'm gonna raid the storehouse. Oh, nice, silver ring. And just wave your mouse over everything to see what's searchable. Nothing else. Nothing else, just the ring. Now, about the inventory screen, there's a limited amount of spaces here. And you're going to want to do something about that eventually. You can, during the course of the series, get like gem bags that let you hold all of your gems in one space, or eventually the infamous bag of holding, which gives you basically a whole other inventory screen to stuff items into. But for now, I'm going to stick my Warhammer over here, just in case I run into a skeleton. Switch out my quarterstaff for a dagger. There we go. Ah, yes! Kill them like the rats that they are! A glorious battle unlike any this world has ever seen. Here's 5 gold pieces. Don't spend it all at one place. It's a little hard not to spend 5 gold pieces in one place. That's not very much money. Hey. Mental note, don't join the armed forces. They never inform you of the full danger when you enter, and they always pay you squat when you leave. Reavor gave me all of 5 gold pieces for putting my life on the line in there. Isn't there a Candlekeep People's Revolutionary Front I can join somewhere? I love the sense of humor this game has. Yes, the Bag of Holding is an actual thing. It's an item in Dungeons & Dragons that has, like, a dimensional pocket inside that allows you to carry more stuff and nullifies their weight requirements, I think. Anyway, where is Hull? I need to find Hull. I'm not sure where Hull is. I think he's by the front gate, actually. Wait, where am I? Oh, this is a thing that the Enhanced Edition does that wasn't true in the original. Most areas in the game are completely blacked out in the original game, and you'd have to manually go around and fill it in. In towns, in Enhanced Edition, you don't have to do that, which is a godsend. It also conveniently labels different key locations so you can find your way around town earlier. A nice quality of life improvement there. Also, the fact that you're zooming in and out of the map is a cool visual effect. I think it just sort of popped to the map when you opened the map in the original. The original game was also much lower resolution than this. A lot of players would mod the game to play in the Baldur's Gate 2 engine just to raise the resolution. Okay, this guy is Hull. I'm not going to talk to him yet, but I do need to get an antidote potion from him. The reason I'm not going to talk to him, because this guy comes after you. Soon be gone, will ye? Aye, Garorden asked me to teach you a wit about the finer arts of mass combat before ye leave. Can I pique your interest with it, Ilifane? Garion's in a hurry, Gate Warden, and I'm afraid I can't spare the time. Sorry. That's funny, considering I'm running around doing meaningless errand side quests for people. Are you sure, little one? It would be best you took the time to learn it now rather than curse your ignorance later. Gorion himself asked me to do this very deed, and I'll not offer to ye twice. Very well then, teach me what you can, for I have much to learn. I can't stand to say no, it's kind of rude, actually. Good then, child. 'Tis one thing to maintain control of yourself in the heat of battle, but 'tis quite another to maintain one's authority over a group. I've asked Obe, the illusionist, to run through a few simulations for ye down in the storage cellars. Just follow me this way, and I'll unlock the door for ye. Simulations. Wow. Mixing up our time periods a little. Illifane, the gate warden, asked me to prepare a little going-away party for you. A bit of mass combat practice is in order, I believe. Well, I'll make it real simple for you. Canderous, Mordain, Arcanus, Dieter, and Osprey are all gonna join your party. Wow, are we seriously verbally talking about parties? Okay. Sure. Tutorial fight, tutorial fight, tutorial fight, tutorial fight. So anyway, I don't think you actually gain experience points from this, but it would be great if you did. I'm just going to have everyone attack these because gibberlings are made of paper mache, basically. They're like even worse than kobolds when it comes to, you know, being weak. I forgot. Okay, let me see. Where is the setting? Where is the setting? Quick loot. Special abilities. Oh yeah, that's my set snare ability. I don't need that. Where is the auto attack? I need to turn that off. I don't want my characters running around trying to fight for me, because that's, like... it's the most annoying thing, because the AI in this game is not great. Customize. Script, right. Oh, right, they added the advanced AI, so you can sort of customize your AI a bit. I'm gonna turn that off. Wow, they've actually, seriously, I didn't know this. The Enhanced Edition has seriously added a lot to the AI scripts. You can write your own scripts if you want and add them to the game, but that's a bit complicated. Anyway, Illifane, just hang back. Just gonna select everyone and have them attack the next target. Or, okay, the next target. The next target? I told you gibberlings are easy. Dead. Dead.
Need me?
There we go.
Wisdom is only possessed by the learned.
Have you had enough yet? If you're ready to go, I'll teleport you back outside. Otherwise, you better be ready for some more fighting. Bring on some more monsters. I think I've had enough. Just take me outside. I'll deal with the monsters that I'm fighting now. If you happen to talk to them while there are monsters there. Alright. I think I've had enough. Just take me outside. Okay then. Once I teleport you outside, you're not going to be able to get back in here again. This is for your own protection, as the illusions I use can sometimes be dangerous. Oh yeah, the Baldur's Gate 2, magic door, whatever that's called, dimension door. Dimension door, yeah, that's the spell. I thought I was misremembering that.
Right.
Our rules are very strict.
Alrighty. Bye, Gate Warden. Okay. Oh. Barrel. Empty. Lame. Ooh. Don't mind me, I'll just take this. I mean, anyone who leaves gold in a chest outside for no apparent reason deserves to have it taken. Alright, that's the bunkhouse. That's the barracks. Okay. I'm gonna check out this before I go talk to Hull. Did I say how long I intend to go for? I don't know. I've been going for about an hour, but I do want to make some substantial progress, because, ending this at Candlekeep would be lame.
I have a blade with your name on it.
Here there. You're Garion's little whelp, aren't you? Yeah, you match the description. You don't look so dangerous to me. And what business is that of yours? I'll make it my business if and I please. Just thought I'd have me a look at you for myself before I puts a blade down your gullet. Someone seems to think you're trouble, so I'm gonna use your head for a ticket out of the gutter. I'm just a little street trash hood, they say, but I'll show 'em. Too bad for you, Carbos. Wow, that guy did worse than the last one. 20 experience points. And I have another dagger. Okay, there's nothing in there, no other containers. Just wave your mouse wildly over the entire room. Okay. Alright, so,
Yep.
that was a thing.
Something on your mind?
I heard shouting, Illiphane. Are you alright? He's dead, whoever he was. He lunged at me with a knife. Oh, Karan, what is happening to this place? It's not this place, child. It's you they're after. Gorion is waiting on the steps to the central library and wants you to go to him as soon as you have bought what you need at the inn. Oh, Illiphane, I have been your tutor for so many years, and only in this moment have I come to doubt that my teachings have been enough. Go to Gorion, child. It is safe for you here no longer. Alright. So that's a thing. I'm just gonna casually walk around here with my 2 bloody swords. That's actually something that you wind up doing at some points in Dragon Age Origins. I might do more Western RPGs in stream format like this now that I have a better computer. If there's interest for it later on. Oh, thank you for the $1 donation, Azaquo. How do you pronounce that? I have no idea. On that note, please donate responsibly. I don't want anyone spending more money on this stuff than they have to spend. We did have one case a while ago, like last year or a year before, where someone spent a whole bunch of money that they couldn't afford to spend. And, well, we ended up giving the money back, but just, don't do that, because we might not always be in a position where that's a feasible thing we can do. Because it takes like a month for that money to get to us. So in order to refund that money, we have to give that amount out of what we have at the moment and just wait for the money to come to us in our usual pay. It's yeah, we don't want anyone to inconvenience themselves, but we definitely appreciate the support. Okay. Hull. Antidote potion. Right. Hey, kid. I woke late this morning and left my sword in the barracks before going on duty. If you want to get it for me, it's in the chest at the foot of my bed, on the right side of the barracks. Quick now, before the gate warden catches me. Without it, you'll also find an antidote there. I think Dreppin needs one for old Nessa. If you know that, for fuck's sake, why aren't you doing something about it? I mean, he's right, like, over there. Like, 2 seconds away. God dang. Excuse me, sir, you're in my spot. Okay, on the right side of the barracks? Yep. That would be this one. Hall's longsword and an antidote. Don't mind me, just,
Yep.
getting something that Hull forgot. His sword. Because he's an ass. Swear jar. That's like going to class without putting your school uniform on. Took your sweet time, didn't you? Garion's a fool for trying to bring you up right, and you can tell him I said so, too. If I didn't know any better, I'd say this whole iron crisis is the result of twerps like you wandering off with people's swords. Here's 10 gold pieces. Now get out of here, I'm on duty. There is some kind of condition where he will be more complimentary towards you and give you more gold, but I don't know what it is. It certainly isn't the time you take, because as you saw, I sort of beelined it straight to straight to the sword and back. So I don't know. Maybe it's a charisma thing. Maybe if you have higher charisma, he's nicer to you. That's a possibility. Some games do like change up dialogue depending on your stats. Fallout, classic Fallout, is really big about that kind of thing.
What do you need?
You're a wonder, you are. Stick with me and we'll go far. Well, okay, stick with me and we'd probably never leave the walls of Candlekeep, would we? Good thing you ain't wearing none of that metal armor, though, as I hear that the bandits out there would just as soon kill you as look at you to get it off your back. I just hope this whole Iron Crisis business is wrapped up soon. Alright. You can also keep the antidote and use it as an antidote if you want. Thank you, South Park King, for the $2 donation there. Which editions of D&D are your favorite? Unfortunately, I haven't had time to play. I haven't had time or opportunity to play many D&D games. And most of them have been video games like this. I do like 3rd edition, which is alive and well in the form of Pathfinder these days. But I am kind of fond of 5th edition too, which I have only really experienced by reading the rulebooks. I would like to get a 5th edition game going at some point in the future, but time and socialization are not my friends at this moment. What's in here? I actually forget. What is in here? Oh, it's the
You
infirmary.
bet.
These
Hi.
walls contain the world's knowledge.
So are you sick? You look rather healthy to me, but you never can tell. Do you need any potions or such things? Yes, that would be nice of you. Alright, then take this potion. Oh, nice. I get a potion of healing. Inventory. There we go. Okay. That's another small 9 hit point potion. I'll put that in my quick items bar. Thank you, sir. I might be able to talk to him again and get another potion, but I'm not even going to try because... Oh, wait, hang on. What's over here? Nothing? That looks like a stack of gold coins. I'm sorry. I was distracted by a shiny object.
You bet.
Yeah, I know I can play online. I actually have a Roll20 account, but all of my attempts to get a game going have been hindered by like my work schedule and stuff. I'd actually also like to play Vampire the Masquerade as well. I have the rulebook for that too, and a set of dice, like perfectly colored to match the rulebook. I forgot to shut the doors. Always shut doors when you leave a room. It's rude not to do that, isn't it? It is. Very rude. Anyway, anything in this barrel? Oh, nice. Gold. I'm already back to 140 gold. At this rate, I can afford that longbow, but I'm actually going to hold on to the money because I'm not planning to save scum. So there's a very good chance that I'm going to have to buy replacement swords before I get like a longsword +1 or something. Actually, 2 longsword +1s because I'm a dual wielder. I forgot to shut this door too. Jeez. And they say Gorion raised me well. One of the only Baldur's Gate 1 mods I ever played was an add character mod. There are a lot of those. Like, it's really easy to add a character to these games and even to add voice acting for the characters if you want. There was a librarian that was hovering around here who would make her first appearance and then join you later on. Her name was Finch, and I think she was a gnome. Very memorable. Some of the,
I'm very proud of you, as I'm sure Gorion is.
Go to Gorion and listen well, for without knowledge, life is a mere shadow of death. Okay. So yeah, a lot of the mod characters that they added were memorable. A lot of Dungeons and Dragons fans, develop some pretty good storytelling talents.
Hiya, it's me, Emmowen.
Hi, Emmowen. I'm surprised that stuffy old Gorion let you away from your studies and chores. That old fiddle-faddle. I snuck off, too. Old Puffguts Winthrop was looking for me, but I've got all day to do his chores. You have time for a story today? No, I can tell you don't. What have you been up to? I'm afraid I cannot chat today, little one. My foster father wishes me to prepare for a journey, but will not say to where. I am sorry, child, but I am not to tell anyone what I am doing. I must go. You should not tarry about either. Okay. So you can be an asshole, a stick up the mud, or someone semi-decent, but you're always going to make fun of Imoen in some sense. Yeah, I really like Fallout New Vegas for that. Yeah, Fallout 3 and 4, they're kind of meh. I mean, they're good games on an open world sandbox scale, but that's kind of not what Fallout is about. And once you've experienced the classic games or New Vegas, it's kind of hard to go back to the way Bethesda does it. Like, I don't have a problem with that same design mentality in the Elder Scrolls games either. It's really just in Fallout that it bugs me. It's like a step down, several steps down, I really want another New Vegas. I'm afraid I cannot chat today, little one. My foster father wishes me to prepare for a journey, but will not say to where, I say as I go on a Fallout tangent. Oh no. Oh no, not unmodded New Vegas, no. I play it on computer, so I put in the content restoration and bug fix mods. Which you can do quite easily now because I think it has Steam Workshop support, which is really nice. Or I might be thinking of Knights of the Old Republic 2. Knights of the Old Republic 2 has Steam Workshop support, which is a godsend because that's another one where you need to add a constant content restoration bug fix mod for it to be really enjoyable. Little one, I'm not much younger than you, though you sure got tall fast. Relatively, anyway. A journey, eh? I never get to travel. Wish I could go with you. Yep, I really wish I could. Yes, ma'am. Really do. Alright. I get the message. I'll ask if you can go with us. Oh, don't be silly. Gorion would never even let you finish the sentence, especially after what that letter of his said. Did I say that? No, of course I didn't. Never saw no letter, nope. I'll just get back to work now. You had better go. Gorion is waiting. Bye, Imoen. You don't seem to be getting back to work. You're just sort of standing there. Don't you have work to get to? No? Okay, fine. Anyway, I think I've done all the side quests I can in Candlekeep, so it's finally time to get going. That having been said, I'm going to make my first game save here. There's the yeah, they do autosave like when you rest and at certain points. The autosave here is like literally as you start the game though, so I'm going to delete that because I don't need it. They also save at like chapter starts too. All right. Illifane. Candlekeep. End. There we go.
Oh, my child, I am glad I have found you.
This is very unnerving, I know, but you must trust me. It is very important that you pack your possessions so that we may leave Candlekeep immediately. Hurry, for there is no time to tarry. The keep is well protected, but not invulnerable. Please, Father, tell me where we will be going. Alas, I cannot, for I have not truly decided yet. All that is certain is that we will be far safer on the move. Perhaps the woods might offer some secluded security, or perhaps the city of Baldur's Gate would offer cover amidst its teeming throngs of people. I do not know where we shall end up, but I have a few friends here and there. I will think on this. And yes, for those of you who don't know, Baldur's Gate, the title of the game, is just the city that the first game takes place around. In fact, like later games in this particular storyline don't take place anywhere near Baldur's Gate, so you don't actually go there, but it's still titled Baldur's Gate because it's a sequel to this, you know. A bit awkward. But Baldur's Gate is a port town named after some dwarf named Baldur, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I only really know that particular bit of lore from like the second Dritz Do'Urden book, and I haven't read that in years, so I could be misremembering. What could possibly harm us here? This place is a fortress, and guarded beyond measure. Why, even the 2 hitmen who tried to kill me were no threat. I'm serious. They didn't know how to fight at all. I think I might actually be safer here. Candlekeep is indeed a formidable obstacle for ne'er-do-wells, but it is not insurmountable. Yeah, a couple of hobos busted in just half an hour ago, now that I think about it. No matter how thick the mesh, at least one mosquito always finds its way through. No, my child, we must leave as soon as possible, for our safety and for that of our friends here. What should I bring with me on this journey? If you would just give me some clue as to what I will need. My dear child, you should know yourself well enough to purchase the gear you need. I have given you what I can spare, so hurry off to the inn and speak with Winthrop. Use your skills as a reference and buy what basics you must, though spend wisely. His prices are fair, but you may not have enough gold to purchase all that you would want. So how's Baldur's Gate for someone new to CRPGs? Very hard, actually. The Enhanced Edition does add quality of life features and some lower level difficulty modes that make it a lot easier to get into. But back in the day, it was pretty it was pretty rough. But you know, CRPGs were always a bit of a complicated genre. Like, not necessarily big on challenge, but they were a time investment. I mean, we've been going for an hour and 20 minutes, just about. Not counting counting cutscene time, to be fair. And we're still just at the end of Candlekeep, which is the game's tutorial section. It's a time investment, which is exactly why I'm not doing normal commentaries for this game. I can't... I mean... we had some difficulty keeping talking through Mass Effect, and that was with the side quests skipped over, so I can't imagine what an actual post-commentary for Baldur's Gate would be like. I'm ready to go right now.
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them.
Roger that, boss.
Let's hurry, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I will explain everything as soon as there is time.
I'm sure there'll be time.
Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You are perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
In the original game, like, there was some bad sound design going on, and Gorion would still be, like, saying his last line when these guys marched in and this guy started talking. But, yeah. Looks like, this is a little more threatening than the 2 street rats who tried to kill me 10 minutes ago, isn't it? Yeah.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unheard.
Hey, kids, you want to see what a mage looks like when it's not stuck at level 1 with 2 spell slots in a day?
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Sunshine, get out of here.
Oof.
Dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Okay. Well, stuff went foobar pretty fast. Looks like there wasn't time for that explanation after all. Rest in peace, Gorion. He went down like a badass. I think he might have taken out everyone but Saravak there. That's this guy's name, Saravak, the big spiky armored guy who killed Gorion. We'll be seeing more of him later, but not for a while.
Hey, it's me, Emmowen.
Sorry I followed you, but I never get out of Candlekeep, and those monks are such a bore. Never any decent coin in their pockets, neither. I saw Gorion, and I am so sorry. Kinda figured something bad might happen to you out here. How could you have known? Gorion did not even tell me. I accidentally read a letter on his desk the other day. Can't remember exactly what it said, but he might still have... It might be on his body. Anyway, I'm not gonna let you wander around out here all alone. Never let a friend down, no ma'am. Stick with you until you say otherwise, I will. And Imoen has joined the party. Oh, and she had 2 gold coins. Yeah, you get the gold that the characters have when they join your party. She had 2 gold coins. Oh, and she's already conveniently in detecting traps mode. You want to have detecting traps mode on basically at all times, because if you bumble into a trap, the effects can be disastrous. Anyway, our first objective, now that we're out in the open world, should be to find Gorion at the ambush site, which they've conveniently labeled. Not that you need this label to find it, because it's the only area of this map that's already revealed. When you're out in the open world like this, the entire area is obscured by the fog of war. The areas that you can't visually see with one of your characters will be grayed out, and the areas you haven't explored will also be blacked out.
I've done had enough of this.
Right.
Okay, so let's go north and hope we don't run into any bears. I wish I was kidding, but there are bears out here. Yeah. It's all very atmospheric and very 90s FMV pre-rendered. I like it, though. This is an aspect of Baldur's Gate that did not carry over into the sequel. The sequel was mostly about specific locations that you visited, and there's travel time between them, but that's the only thing that they did with the open world. In Baldur's Gate, every tile on the main world map is a field area like this one that you can fully explore and find side quests in. So it's more like a segmented Elder Scrolls game in that sense, I suppose. Alright, there's Gorion.
What's the story? Yep.
He has a belt, a scroll, and a dagger. My friend Gorion, please forgive the abruptness with which I now write, but time is short, and there is much to be done. What we have long feared may soon come to pass, though not in the manner foretold, and certainly not in the proper time frame. As we both know, forecasting these events has proven increasingly difficult, leaving little option other than a leap of faith. We have done what we can for those in thy care. Plural. Interesting. But the time nears when we must step back and let matters take what course they will. We have perhaps been a touch too sheltering to this point. Despite my desire to remain neutral in this matter, I could not in good conscience let events proceed without some measure of warning. The other side will move very soon, and I urge thee to leave Candlekeep this very night if possible. The darkness may seem equally threatening, but a moving target is much harder to hit, regardless of how sparse the cover. A fighting chance is all that can be asked for at this point. Should anything go awry, do not hesitate to seek aid from travelers along the way. I do not need to remind thee that it is a dangerous land, even without our current concerns, and a party is stronger than an individual in all respects, well, except experience gain. Should additional assistance be required, I understand that Jaheira and Khalid are currently at the Friendly Arm Inn. They know little of what has passed, but they are ever thy friends, and will no doubt help however they can. Luck be with us
What are
all.
we just standing around for? Golden glory isn't going to rain from the sky, you know.
My player character is getting impatient with me. Luck be with us all. I'm getting too old for this. E. Yeah, that letter is from Elminster, a sort of a staple character of the Forgotten Realms setting, created by Ed Greenwood, the guy who made the setting in the first place. These blue highlighted objects are unidentified. So I do not know exactly what this is, and I won't know until I identify it. Girdles are generally similar to belts. Unlike belts, girdles are blah 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 blah. Okay, yes, I know what a girdle is. Thank you. This is probably something beneficial since Gorion was using it. But yeah, let's loot the corpses he left behind because Gorion very helpfully dispatched these guys, and they're treated like regular monster kills. So a gold ring, not bad. A morning star, which is a good weapon if you specialize in that kind of that kind of weapon. 20 gold. A short bow. And 20 gold. Oh, a spare sword. That's going to be useful. And some leather armor. Okay, so inventory. Imoen isn't wearing any armor at all, so I want her to have the leather armor I just picked up. There we go. Now here's the thing. Imoen is spec'd, and a lot of the characters in Baldur's Gate are based off of pen and paper characters that the developers actually used in their games. Imoen is spec'd and intended to become a mage. Human characters can do something that's called dual classing, where you basically give up all further experience point gains for your current class and restart at level 1 with a new class. And then once your new class level matches your previous class level, you can use the abilities that you previously had with that class. So at around level 4 or 5, I'm going to start Imoen up as a mage, because that makes her a really good character. And level 4 or 5 is about the point where if you start gaining experience points as a mage there, you can make it to level 10 as a mage, the max amount you would have gotten anyway. So the dual classing Imoen in that way is actually like really experience point efficient, because almost everyone in this game ends at a level where they'll gain more experience points and just have those points not matter as far as Baldur's Gate 1 is concerned. Enhanced Edition does have the Black Pits and Siege of Dragonspear, which let you import your characters and gain more experience up to like 500,000 or 600,000. But as far as Baldur's Gate 1 is concerned, the limit is 161,000 something something something. Oh, I accidentally hit the button that opens the Mage Spells book. Thank you. All right, where were we? Okay, so having looted all of Gorion's fallen murderers, let's see. Yeah, at this point, I don't want to explore this area because I'm level 1, and that could be dangerous. Perhaps I'll come back when I'm leveled up and have companions with me later. Yes, definitely later. Let's get back to the road. Oh boy, enemy sighted. Diseased gibberling. Okay. Go. And it's dead. I didn't even have to swing my sword, which is good because every swing of the sword risks breaking it. Party has gained 35 experience. What's my experience? 313, 26. Yeah. This is going to take a while.
Hello there.
Oh, hi. Well, a busy day for me today indeed. Strange noises throughout the night, and now a plethora of people strolling about the wood. You do look a touch more hospitable than the last two I met, though. Well met, stranger. I am called Kulsed. You can be demanding or just, like, really nice about it. Could you help me? My foster father and I were attacked last eve, and now I'm not sure where to go. The carnage to the north must be the aftermath of your little skirmish, then. I am most assuredly sorry about your predicament, though there be little I can do for you. I've nothing of serviceable value to impart except common sense and a few directions. A ways east of here you should find a crossroads. North of there is the Friendly Arm Inn, and south is the town of Baragost. Both can offer shelter, though rates at the Friendly Arm are likely better. It is a friendlier atmosphere for the young adventurer as well. Staying close to the roads will make your journey safer, but that will depend on where you are heading as well. I cannot accompany you, though there were a pair of travelers not far up the road. They might offer assistance, but I would be wary of the cost. I didn't like the look of them myself. If all you can offer is mere directions, I have no time for you. Leave me. Asshole. I thank you for your time. Good luck in your travels. Fare thee well, as they say. Alrighty then. Alright. Generally, in the wild, and this is true in World of Warcraft as well, the area around the roads, the area around the road areas has less monsters to worry about, so you don't have to worry too much about running into anything that might hurt you. Oh, hi.
Need me? Oh, you bet.
Ye already be disturbed. Now leave me be. Your company be toil enough as is.
Hello there, kid. Rather strange place to be wandering, ain't it? My companion has something to say to you. Okay.
Montaron, you are so aggravating. 'Tis disturbing to my demeanor.
A child wandering the wilderness. Surely you must be none too bright to be traveling these roads. And you look a bit scuffed, too. A fine pair of troubles all your own. Indeed, I can offer you healing potions, if you wish, as a token of goodwill. I'd be grateful for any assistance. Nothing to fear from these simple potions, and I'll not even hold you in debt, though your conscience knows otherwise. Just like all good people. And I got a potion of healing. Perhaps as payment, you would go with us to Nashkel. It is a troubled area, and we mean to investigate some disturbing rumors surrounding the local mines. Some acquaintances are very concerned about the iron shortage. Specifically, where to lay blame in the matter. You would be useful, though I'll not hold you to it. We are to meet the mayor of the town, a man named Baron Gaskill, I believe. Your conscience be your guide. Go on your way and leave me be. I would go my own path. You won't do this for me? You're bad. And I'll have someone hurt you. You'll see. That one's a meanie, Monty. Not a nice child at all. Now you've gone and set him off. Blasted mage will blither for hours. Off with ye. I'll not suffer the both of ye. Bye. Those two are evil characters, if you couldn't tell by the voices that I was giving them. Zara and Montaron are memorable, but they're also characters that only appear in a brief NPC role in Baldur's Gate 2, I think. They don't actually join you in that game. And I'm not recruiting any evil characters because eventually my goodness stat is going to get so high that they just leave my party anyway. Hi. Sorry, chum, but I can't stop to chat. There's been another caravan raided northeast of Baragost, and I must report of these dire straits to the Grand Dukes. A messenger's work is never done. Bye. Okay, very quickly, I'm just gonna, like, color in this part of the map, because it's gonna bother me if I leave these black spots here. That's better. Nice and clean. So, here we are. What time is it? 10:40. I think I'll go for, like, one more area, and then call it a night. I say that, but I always say that, and then I don't call it a night. Anyway, yeah, we have a map system here. It's actually a bit more compact than the one I remember in the old game. Our destination right now is Friendly Arm up here, but we need to go through this area first, which itself is... it's not telling me the travel time. Great. Okay. Travel.
Oh, there, wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
Ho there, wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man. Oh, the voice clip actually matched what was in the text box. This is... I should mark this day on my calendar. It's been nigh unto a 10-day since I've seen a soul walking this road. Yeah, a week in Faerun is 10 days long. It's actually awkward because some of the earlier books actually called them weeks, and then like they revised them later on to say 10-day instead. And I've been without decent conversation since. Traveling nowadays appears to be the domain of either the desperate or the deranged. If thou wouldst pardon my intrusion, may I inquire which pertains to thee? Not to imply anything, but how do you measure up to your own standards? Pestering strangers about their mental state doesn't seem all that well adjusted to me. Point well taken, and thou hast answered my query most adequately. I shall think of thee as determined instead. I shall trouble thee no more, as thou art more than capable of the task at hand. North is the Friendly Arm Inn, where I am certain thou shalt find trustworthy friends awaiting. I have said too much and taken too much time from thee. Fare thee well. That friendly old man was Elminster. So we just talked to the guy who wrote that letter we found on Gorian's body. Huh. Oh, wait, where? Oh. Gibberlings. Dead. Hasn't dropped anything. Okay. And yeah, there are signposts that you can read to get directions. In a lot of these older games, you had to read signposts to get directions. Now, I could cut through the wilderness, yes, but at this level, if I run into something like a bear or a knoll, I'm going to have a bad time. I might still win.
Oh, we've done so much today. Maybe it's time for a quick nap.
Oh yeah, and your characters will occasionally, like, get tired. Fatigue. So you actually do need to sleep every now and then. And I'm actually going to do that now. Because, like, there's a fight up ahead. I remember this much. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I want. Ugh. There's a fight up ahead, and I don't want to have any debuffs on me when I get to that, because it's like the first really difficult thing in the game, and I always die there. At least once. It's a thing that happens. There's no avoiding it unless you just don't go to the Friendly Arm Inn. Alright. Ugh, this is gonna bug me if I don't do it. There we go. Anyway, yeah, this is the rest button, right? Yes, this is the rest button. And if I were injured, I'd gain back 1 hit point per character. Rested for 8 hours. Great, now it's nighttime. Because I have group infravision on, when I select a group, all of the characters get highlighted in red. I don't really think infravision is all that useful, though. Oh, hi. If you don't mind, please try to keep your voices down. There be beasties about with better hearing than we. And you can be a cocky asshole about it. Swear jar. God damn. You seem quite at home out here. What's the most dangerous thing you've seen? The most dangerous thing I intentionally went after. Stalked an ogre mage for a few days once. Had a party of me own back then. Killed the ogre. Lost the party. Not really worth the trade if you ask me. I've seen more dangerous beasties, but usually over my shoulder as I'm making tracks as fast as I can. No shame in running when your life is on the line. Off with you now. I've meat to catch. I do like running into random NPCs who actually, you know, are doing things. Friendly arm in to the north. Now you might say, if there's a battle up ahead, why not level up to get better for it, you know? But, you know, even if I wandered around for 2 hours, I don't think I would reach level 2. So, yeah. 8 hours of traveling time. So, it's been like a day since this journey started already. I thought the mod that I installed was supposed to replace those movies with something from the old games. Oh well. Alright. I'm gonna save again. Talk to the guard here. Welcome to the Friendly Arm. I trust you know the rules of conduct within? Certainly. Common sense rules the day within the Friendly Arm. Good then. Enjoy your stay. I mean, when you're walking into an inn that is basically a castle, you don't sass the guards. That's just common sense. Hi.
Yes, friend?
Pinch off the supply of iron, and after a while the farmers can't sow, the smiths can't forge, and by, an army finds it's disarmed of all but clubs and staves. That's the kind of strife that makes a land vulnerable. Okay, and what have you got to say?
Hello, pal.
Damn it, my plow broke apart like it had rusted out in a single overnight. How's a man supposed to get any work done and make his living? Can't keep prices down if I have to plan everything by hand. Iron in this region seems to deteriorate for no known reason. Yep, and that's why weapons have a breakage chance.
You said something?
The iron crisis has taken everybody off guard. Why plan for a shortage when the resource is nearly unlimited? I guess we're paying for it now. I guarantee that if we survive through this, it will never happen again. People will be hoarding metal for months.
Yes?
Stay away! I bet you're those Zentarim. I hear they turn women into goats at the snap of their fingers. I heard they were behind the trouble in Nashkel, and maybe other places too. Just you stay away from me. The Zentarim are one of the factions in this setting. I don't know much about them, but I do know that Zar and Monsaron, the evil characters that I refused to recruit back on the road, are members of the Zentarim themselves.
sunshine. Everything feels possible on a beautiful, bright day.
Indeed. Quick save.
Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. I've not seen you here before today. What brings you to the Friendly Arm? Nothing much, really. Just road-worn travelers looking for a place to rest. I see, I see. Pardon my being too forward, but you've the bearing of someone I've been looking for. About your height, they were. Same style of dress, or thereabouts. I dare say you seem to be the spitting image of them. Might you have traveled from Candlekeep by any chance? I may have visited there on a... No, that's not gonna write. That's a lame answer. I may have visited there on occasion. What of it? Oh, nothing really. I'm just looking for someone from that region. Would your name be Illifane, by any chance? Never heard that name before in my life, sorry. Really? I would beg to differ. You fit the description, so I think it would be safe to assume you are the one I seek. Don't move. I have something for you.
Story.
Yep, I'm gone. I care not.
Helpfully, the guards join the fight. Okay, that fight can either go very good or very badly, depending on how it shakes out. It's also one of those cases where if you're playing a mage or a thief or something, and your stats are not geared toward combat, Tarnesh here can finish your main character off really quickly. And if your main character dies, well, this is one of those games where that's an automatic game over. It's not like your other party members will carry your corpse to a priest and resurrect you or anything. Actually, there might be a plot-related reason why that can't be done, but, well, we'll have to see. Thank you, friendly guardsman. Actually, who actually dealt the killing blow? Oh yeah, Imoen did. Okay. Did I deal any damage to Tarnish at all? No, I didn't. It was all Imoen. Good going, Imoen. Imoen's a good party member to have around.
I'm gone.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay, 58 gold. A quarterstaff, which is worthless. Actually, you know what? Just keep your stupid quarterstaff. A letter. Interesting. Bounty notice. Be it known to all those of evil intent that a bounty has been placed upon the head of Illifane, the foster child of Gorion. Last seen in the area of Candlekeep, this person is to be killed in quick order. Those returning with proof of the deed shall receive no less than 200 coins of gold. Wow. That's a lot, actually. As always, any that reveal these plans to the forces of law shall join the target in their fate. You might think it's a bit awkward for them to actually say the word evil, but in the Forgotten Realms setting, there are gods aligned with good and evil, so they're talking about like alignment with those gods and the values they represent. I'll keep that letter for later. It might be worth it for comparison's sake. And 3 scrolls for magic spells, which means I can recruit a mage and then teach these spells to that mage, or just have a mage use it as a free spell charge for that day. Burning Hands, Magic Missile, which is always good, and Armor Spell, which basically any mage you make should definitely have that armor spell. It helps ensure that they don't get ganked the moment something goes after them. Anyway, that's done. So let's go inside. Oh, before that, yep.
Hey, friend. Good to meet a fine son such as yourself.
Hi, friend. You're not gonna try and murder me too, are you? I can't stand the way the roads are cut off these days. Me uncle's in Baldur's Gate, and I can't get there to see him. How come the roads are cut off? Where you been these past few months? The roads are crawling with brigands and bandits after every scrap of iron you got on ye. Surely you must have fled some on your trip here, lest you came by the West Road, that is. Well, yeah, I did come from the West Road. Why is the West Road still open? If there's ever a book shortage, that road to Candlekeep will be the most dangerous of them all, I assure you. But these folks are after metal, so they're sticking mainly to the larger trade routes between Baldur's Gate and Alm. And guess what? This inn here is smack dab in the middle of it all. Sounds inconvenient.
Oh, you bet.
So, the Friendly Arm Inn. There's a lot of NPCs around. I think the dialogue that you get when you talk to random NPCs is randomly generated, kind of like in old-school Elder Scrolls games. But, we're not here to talk to random NPCs. Not at this point, anyway. Ah, there they are. Khalid? Jaheira. You see, I don't have to ask for introductions because I have game vision. I just have to look at someone and a tooltip tells me who they are. Yeah, Ryan, a lot of the characters in this setting have that kind of thing. That kind of accent. Kind of Hagrid accent, you know? Especially dwarves. Dwarves have a lot of that Irishness going for them, actually. Irishness? Scottishness. Something like that. Generic accentiness. Yeah. Anyway. Hi, guys.
Oh, you bet.
How long must we wait here? Things stir to the south as we sit.
Greetings. You look familiar, though it's not your looks. I am not sure what I expected, but I believe you are Garayan's child. I am Jaheira. This is Khalid. Good to know you. We are old friends of your adopted father. He is not with you? I must assume the worst. He would not permit his only child to wander without his accompaniment. If we has passed, we share your loss. Garayan often said that he worried for your safety, even at the expense of his own. He also wished that Khalid and I would become your guardians, if he should ever meet an untimely end. However, you are much older now, and the choice of your companions should be your own. We could travel with you until you get settled, help you find your lot in life. It would be a fitting last service to Garayan, though we should first go to Nashkel. Khalid and I look into local concerns, and there are rumors of strange things happening at the mines. No doubt you have heard of the iron shortage. You would do well to help us. It affects everyone, including you. We are to meet the mayor of the town, Baron Gastkill. Your company would be welcome. Well, good. We'll leave as soon as you're ready, though it should be soon. Excellent. And they had a total of 17 gold coins between them.
What's the story?
Spent a lot of time drinking at the inn, haven't you? Anyway, there's two things, actually, you should know about party member recruits, now that Khalid and Jaheira are with us. Some characters come in pairs. There's another pair, Minsk and Dinah here, who also come in pairs, although you get Minsk on his own at first and have to rescue Dinah here. But the thing is that they come in pairs, and you can't have one without the other in your party. So recruiting Jaheira and Khalid here, you can't have either one of these without the other joining your party. You need 2 slots, and there's a maximum of 6 party members that you can have at any one time. The other thing is that sometimes party members join you with a specific quest in mind that they have to accomplish. If you take too long to do the quest, they'll leave your party, or in Minsk's case, actually will attack you for taking too long. So, don't spin your wheels, okay? There's no convenient party selection screen here, though. You have to actually, talk to the party member and ask them to leave. And if they do, I'm not sure how the Enhanced Edition handles it, but in the original game, they just sort of stand there until you came back to the exact spot you left them and re-recruit them. It's awkward. Baldur's Gate 2 fixed that. They go to this inn, or they go to a preset location depending on the character. And you can go, oh god, my nose is getting all stuffy. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so parties come in pairs. Some party members come in pairs sometimes, and don't spin your wheels about doing the quests that they request. That having been said... Yes, thank you, Journal. That having been said, I'm just gonna fill in this inn area real quick, so that I, just my OCD doesn't start bothering me. There's another floor, but I'm not gonna go there. In the original game, I had actually used the upper floor here, since it's this big long room, as my party member depository. Whenever I dropped a party member from my party, I'd actually physically go to the Friendly Arm Inn, go up to the top floor, and drop them somewhere in a specific spot. And so I'd have all of my party members neatly lined up, just waiting for me at the Friendly Arm Inn, and I'd switch party members that way. It worked fairly well. Yeah, that's the issue with this particular party member combination, Sean. Jaheira's great, Khalid is not really worth it. You're not wrong. Khalid is a pretty subpar fighter. He is a fighter, but his stats are kinda middling. He's got good constitution. Charisma's low, because he's a stuttering, shy guy. But his strength is only 15 and his dexterity is only 16. So he really only has health going for him. And that's not really what you want a fighter for. You want fighters to be your beat stick. Yeah. Speaking of, let's see. Oh, right. Jaheira starts out with a potion of invisibility. I'm going to be saving that. I'm not sure if I'll ever use it. Khalid starts out with a potion of healing, which I'm going to put into his quick item slot. Since he's a warrior, he might actually need that pretty soon. Thankfully, he starts out in splint mail and a helmet, which is good. And he has a medium shield, which is also good. I say this because I have done the thing where I play the game as a fighter, and getting geared up to this extent in the early game is a bit financially intensive. Oh, I forgot. Imoen has like 3 gosh darn potions on her. I'm gonna give one of those there. She also has Oil of Speed, which when used, it adds a 1 hour effect. That's 1 hour in game. I'm not sure that is actually a full actual hour in real time. That adds your movement rate of... It doubles your movement rate and allows you to attack twice per round. Basically, you attack twice as fast and you can move faster, which is good. I'm gonna...
Oof, I dropped something. Could you pick it up for me?
Oops. I'm gonna give Jaheira these scrolls for the time being. And I'm gonna give the Oil of Speed to Illifane, because an Oil of Speed on a dual wielder is fairly, useful. I'm not gonna sell these yet, but I'm gonna wear them because that gets them out of my inventory. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what kind of spells does Jaheira have? 2 Cure Light Wounds and an Entangle. Okay. So... oh, Jaheira's a good character. She's actually a multi-class fighter and druid, though. And in 2nd edition rules, this is a bit of a liability. In the early game, at least. Because when you're a multi-class, which only non-human characters can be, it doesn't work like the dual classing humans can do. You get two classes or 3 classes, and your experience points divide evenly between them every time you earn it. That means it takes twice as long to get to level 2 as anything, but it also means you're getting to level 2 as both of these things around the same time. So you spend longer at level 1. Fortunately, very fortunately, Jaheira starts out with a crap load of experience points. She's still level 1, but she only has to gain like 300 in each class to level up. So it's not as bad as it could be. But that's something that can be a real liability if you try to multi-class yourself as the main character, because you start at 0. Khalid starts out with 42 experience points. Yeah, he's been paying attention. Alright, anyway. Quick save. I think I'm going to go to Nashkel before I end this session. And I'll save the dungeon for next session because that'll take a while. But I want to at least get there before this is over. Oh man, it's raining. So, I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft Classic lately, and one of the things that's different about it is simply that it rains more often. So, like, when I first started playing, everyone in the Elwyn Forest area outside Goldshire was just like, ah, this is nice. It's nice when it rains in Elwyn Forest. Now, Friendly Arm in, I think I want to fully explore the outskirts since it doesn't take too long to do that before I leave. The outskirts of Friendly Arm Inn count as a field area, by the way, which is why this place is all blacked out. You can run into monsters here. Oh, I need to be inside the walls to get that area. Feels like I'm playing Symphony of the Night, trying to clear out those last few spaces of the map for completion. So that I can get that good ending. Gotta jump around in the watery areas. Oh dear. It's a hobgoblin. Well, sick 'em. Oh dear. Huh. Imoen and Jaheira did that.
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
Whew. It's always a feeling of immense relief when you get through a battle and don't take damage, because damage is a chore to recover in this game. Okay, let's see. A silver ring, not bad. A bastard sword, nice. And, yeah, you see, I told you I'd get a helmet soon enough. And some leather armor. I'm getting close to capacity. It's not just item spaces you have to worry about. You also have to worry about item weight. Ah, a bloodstone gem. Nice. Thankfully, gemstone items don't take up any weight, so you don't have to worry about it. Another bastard sword. No, I'm full up. I need to have Khalid step up and carry some of this stuff. It is always good to loot enemies and sell the items, because gold is another precious resource in this game. This isn't like Dragon Age, though, where you never run into any random encounters. Whenever you rest out in the wild, there is a random chance of enemies attacking you while you sleep. So you can grind money and XP that way. It's just kind of annoying to do it, so I try to get as much as you can without doing it. This game's design ethos is a little strange. Like, nowadays, when you're making games, you streamline a lot of stuff. And you do that so that the player isn't annoyed by some random mechanic that doesn't need to be as complicated as it is. But when they were making Baldur's Gate, they were really trying to get the Dungeons & Dragons pen and paper mechanics into video game form, which, you know, is an ambitious thing to try to do. And there have been a lot of attempts at that sort of thing. But Baldur's Gate was probably the first one to get the mechanical aspects of Dungeons & Dragons right in video game form. So that's something worth complimenting, I will say. Yeah, this is probably why they moved away from the open world design in later Infinity Engine games, because exploring the open world areas, the field maps, just means sort of combing the area and clearing out all the black spaces. I don't know, I like it though. It gives me a sense of completion. I also like finding random quests just wandering around. Ah, more hobgoblins. Oh, 3 of them. Now there's 2. 2 little piggies. 3 little piggies. It was 3 little piggies, right? I'm pretty sure it was 3 little piggies. It's just you, buddy. Oh! Damn, main character took some damage. Dead. Okay, I took 3 hit points worth of damage. At 10 HP, that's a substantial loss. You can see, like, a third of the gosh darn portrait is covered in red now. So...
Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
I love that voice clip. BioWare has a great sense of humor, and that's one of the things that's persisted through the ages, even as they've sort of degraded under EA, is that they've maintained a good sense of humor. And I've used one of my 2 healing spells for the day.
As good as done.
Zircon gem, a helmet, another bastard sword, and some more armor. Good. Oh yeah, and you can get encumbered in this game. Encumbered as in you can't move. So watch it. Ooh, 57 gold coins. That is a good find. Joya's Flame Dance Ring. See, if an item has a name attached to it, it probably belongs to someone. A ring is a small band of precious metal that is used as jewelry. Some rare rings have had enchantments placed upon them that confer various matter. Yeah, okay, it's not going to tell me anything here. It probably belongs to an NPC somewhere around here. In a lot of games, like, you'd need to pick up a quest for a quest item to even appear at all. But in Baldur's Gate, you can find the quest item before you get the actual quest. So I'm gonna hang on to that and turn it in when I'm gonna talk to everyone in the Friendly Arm Inn before I leave to see if it belongs to any of those. I'm playing this mostly blind as far as side quests are concerned. Like, I remember some things, like this one quest about someone who turned themselves into a chicken by accident. Yeah, Western RPGs tend to have quests about mages who fucked up. Swear jar. Like, one of the first things that happens in Morrowind is this body just comes flying out of the sky and crunches to the ground next to you, and it's this guy who was experimenting with a flight spell. It obviously worked, but not as intended. Hobgoblin. Go. Dead.
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
Dead. Some gold, that's good. Always good. Right. I forgot, when you have the whole party selected, your lead party member will always be the one who walks up to people and talks, or... Oh. Right. Khalid's low strength, means... he can't carry much. Let me just, really quickly put a helmet on my main character. The helmet, by the way, just protects against critical hits. So, it's not like an armor class increase, but... Oh, right. Armor class. I forgot about this. I should really explain how armor class works in 2nd edition, because... Armor class in 2nd edition was weird. Basically, the roll has to do with something called THAC0, which is 2-hit armor class 0. That's the number you have to roll in order to get to hit something with an armor class of 0. The lower your actual armor class, the harder you are to hit, essentially. So right now, Khalid here in his Splint Mail has an armor class of 1. So that's pretty decent. Armor class of 8, she's probably going to take some damage. Armor class of 4, which both Imoen and Ilifane have, that's pretty okay. But, you know, keep it in mind. Oh yeah, Khalid's still encumbered. Excuse me. I forgot why I went into the inventory in the first place. Let's see. Khalid. Wow, Khalid has the same strength and the same encumbrance level as his wife. There we go. Oh, I haven't checked the other body yet. Oops. Okay, Jahira's got some weight left, so I can have her do this. A color spray spell, and then the usual hobgoblin attire. That's gonna sell for a decent amount of gold. I'm glad I'm picking it up. I recently played this game for the first time after years of playing D&D. It taught me that me and my group's fourth wall breaking quips are par for the course. Yeah. Well, to be fair, the fourth wall breaking stuff only happens on the voice clips where you select a character. And you can turn those off if you want. Okay, I'm gonna explore around over here before I go there, because I'm around the other side of the Friendly Arm Inn now. There is like a long and complicated backstory to the Friendly Arm Inn here, where it used to be like a Zedtarm fortress or something. It used to be a fortress for bad guys, basically, and some adventurers like cleaned out the bad guys and turned it into an inn. There's a lot of world building lore in this game. In D&D games in general, really. And stuff like the Elder Scrolls setting was, I think, like, originally that development team's, like, D&D tabletop campaign. Like, their homemade setting. Dungeons & Dragons has a strong legacy in pop culture. Stronger than you might expect. Okay. Let's see. It's mostly areas in the town that I haven't cleaned out yet. There's not a whole lot around the Friendly Arm Inn, I don't think. But a few battles, some experience points, always good to have. Alright. Ugh. This is my favorite part of Baldur's Gate, is that, like, the old school pathfinding was pretty terrible. And they can't walk through each other. The only way that your characters can pass each other is if the character they're trying to pass by moves, like, slightly to the left. And they will do that, but sometimes the characters get stuck on each other, or their pathfinding itself will read the other characters as obstructions. So, sometimes the pathfinding can go a bit crazy and send one of your party members like around like an entire set of buildings in town or something to try and get to the place that you told them to go. So walking around in formation like this, especially over long distances, can be Oh, the golden pantaloons. I remember the golden pantaloons. I mean, it's a serious RPG, but it's got its moments. I mean, one of the things about nerds, just in general, is that they've got great senses of humor a lot of the time. Just, really, you won't get this joke unless you're into it senses of humor. I mean, try learning Linux command line one of these days. It's like, okay. That is everything outside the town. Good. And you can zoom in on any part of the map and just click it. And your party will start making their way there. So that's one of the perks of having the entire map cleaned out. Alrighty, and hey, what's in here? Oh! Hey, I just bumbled into the person I need to talk to for that quest.
Right.
Yes?
Hey there, you're new here, aren't you? Could I trouble you a moment? Certainly, milady. Speak your mind. I'm a nice guy. Such manners. Well, I need a gruff hand for this task, so keep your please and thank you garbage for the nobles. I was robbed blind by some hobgoblins within sight of this very inn's walls, and I need you to return the favor. They took my ring, and that's all I want back. Will you do it? I will help you. I thank you. The creatures were just north of the inn. I swear I could almost see them from the upper rooms. Bring my ring back. Bring my ring back here when you get it. You'll know it when you see it. It's a flame dance ring, and very striking. It also has your name on it.
Yes?
You don't have my ring yet? If you are not going to help me, then don't keep coming back here. Wait,
You're a queer fellow.
I did pick up the ring, right? Oh, wait. I think. Did I leave it on the orc? I left it on the orc. Oh, right, I forgot. You can like go into separate rooms as different party members. That's not a meaningless mechanic, although it is kind of annoying in single player because Baldur's Gate has a
Yep.
multiplayer mode. Has online multiplayer. Believe it or not, it was early days, so you were voice chatting through the magic of Roger Wilco. Oh God, where's the? You were voice chatting through the magic of Roger Wilco, which was like Skype before Skype, and it was probably all just ludicrously inconvenient at the time. I've never done it myself because I like here we go. I like Baldur's Gate more as a single player experience. But it's certainly a thing that you can do. Enjoy a multiplayer campaign with friends. I imagine that was the closest thing to online Dungeons and Dragons that anyone could actually even do back then, before the age of Roll20 and stuff. Yep, I left some loot behind. Fortunately, this stuff just stays where it was.
I'm gone.
Yeah, there's the flame dance ring. I really regret doing that because I would have liked to see if there was like
Oh, you bet.
some dialogue for already having the ring. Oops. Somewhat. Old school Final Fantasy did use a Dungeons and Dragons inspired magic system, but it was like you could cast so many level 1 spells, so many level 2 spells, etc., and so forth. Whereas in Dungeons and Dragons, you memorize a specific number of spells, and you have to prepare specific spells that day. So if you didn't set yourself to memorize Magic Missile, you can't use Magic Missile that day at all. The magic system that Final Fantasy games before FF4 used is more like modern Dungeons and Dragons, actually. Modern Dungeons and Dragons let you use like so many level 1 spells, so many level 2 spells, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yes?
I thank you. This ring was a gift when I set out on my own. Couldn't bear the thought of some smelly old hobgoblin having it. You're a good sort, and I'll say so to anyone that asks.
Good on you if you saved the day.
Thanks, Emmeline. So, party has gained experience 400. The party has gained reputation has increased by 1, and that's all our reward. Although the experience point gains for that are like seriously worth it. That's 100 points per character, 50 points per class for Jaheira. And that's a pretty good gain, I will say.
What's the story?
Anyway, I'm not gonna look through the loots there. It was like I was watching a playthrough of Ultima 7 a while back, just briefly peeking into it, and the player was like, they would in Ultima, you're supposed to play the good guy, like you can do bad things, but you're supposed to play all virtuous like, because that's what you are, you're the avatar. But you can have party members do the stealing if you want to steal stuff from like the church or whatever. And the party member was like oh no, why are you doing this? Whenever they ordered one of their party members to do that.
Yep.
Hello, pal.
Hey there, newcomer. You'll do fine here at the Friendly Arm as long as you don't get on the bad side of Bentley and Galana. Just a friendly bit of advice for the bunch of you. Who are these people, Bentley and Galana? Galana and Bentley are husband and wife. They've run the Friendly Arm for as long as anyone can remember. Bentley likes to tend the bar in the inn, while his wife Galana is the high priestess at the temple to Garl Glittergold. They're real good people. Thanks for the information.
Yep.
Alright, before I go, I'm going to find a shopkeeper and sell all this excess heavy crap. Because I know I'm just going to pick up more heavy crap as I kill more monsters. So... Hello to you too. I like how the peasants have butt-scratching animations. It's like 2 frames, but still. Huh. Still there, are you? Ah, that's the temple to Garl Glittergold that they just mentioned, I think. I'll stop by there and pay a visit, I think. But first, let's fill in the map. There's a certain sense of accomplishment to exploring an area and then having the whole map just filled in. Okay, I have no idea what the purpose of this is, but there's a commoner sitting in the back. So let's talk to them.
Yes?
Not many come by the inn since the raiding started up. It's good to see a new face about. I was getting pretty tired of the old ones. Maybe I'll chance the roads and try to get to Baragost one of these days. Alrighty. Alright, what's my map look like? Oh, so basically the only places that need to be filled in are places I can't get to. That's an annoying part of the Baldur's Gate mapping system, is that sometimes you'll pull up the map and there'll be this big black blotch over like the top of a big old building, so you can't actually see what the building looks like even when you zoom out in the map. But you know, old games.
Welcome here in Garl Glittergold's sight.
For a bit of respectful coin, we can cure what ails thee if you need. What sort of cures do you have available? Okay. They do have potions and elixir of health. What's that do? Cures poison and disease and heals 10 hit points. Oh, that is nice. I mean, I don't have enough money to be spending on this stuff. Oh, and you can get the Stone to Flesh scroll here, so if you want that spell on one of your mages, feel free. But, I think what I'm going to do here is have the priest... Oh! Narrow's eyes. Oh, whatever. I'll spend the money. I don't have a mage yet. Okay, so Gorian's belt was... Trimmed in the fur of a polar bear, this sturdy belt is tooled with images of blue moons and white ice flows. The wearer is immune to all cold-based effects, but suffers double any fire damage. Oh. Okay. Equipped abilities. Cold resistance plus 100% doubles all fire-based damage taken. So, this is a situational item, in other words. You see, it was a good thing that I identified that before putting it on, because it would suck if I just put that on my main character and then someone cast Fireball at me. Ugh. And they will cast Fireball at you. It's like the most popular spell. Just massive AoE damage. I once, like, tried to cast Chain Lightning in an enclosed space in Tales of the Sword Coast. and the results were kind of hilarious. It just bounced around the walls and killed everything, including my main character. So it was like a quadruple KO, game over.
Need me? Right.
Okay. And she's the only one in the temple. Doesn't have anything interesting to say. Let's go talk to the innkeep. Maybe he'll buy stuff off of us. Okay, let's see.
Right.
Now, the innkeep, as I recall... let's talk to her.
You fool adventurers better be responsible out there.
Yeah, like I said, randomly generated dialogue. We got this exact line from someone else earlier. Oh well. Okay, let's see.
It's been dreadful slow business lately.
None too many travelers have been through lately, what with supposed troubles down south. So what can I do for you? What do you have to sell me? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna sell... Oh, you can sell the Belt of Antipode for like 250 gold, so if you don't want it, that's a tidy profit off of the identify fee, I suppose. I don't think you'll get that price if you don't have the item identified, though. So, I don't want the Morning Star. I have no need of another short bow, because my proficiency is for longbows. I'm going to keep that longsword because I know I'm just going to need that. Oh, and you can sell the letters that you get for 1 gold each. I have no idea why, but you can. I'll sell the Bloodstone Gem for 25 gold, the leather armor for 1 gold, the silver ring for 2 gold, the lynx eye gem for 7 gold, the dagger for 1 gold. Sell. Okay. Bastard sword for 5. Actually, I'm going to keep that bastard sword. No, I'm not. I'm not going to keep that bastard sword. I forgot. I've got way too many. The spare helmet for 1. Leather armor for 1. The Wand of Magic Missiles casts 10 single magic missile projectiles, which can be useful in a pinch, because magic missiles are guaranteed damage. They will never miss. That's also why the magic missile spell itself is so popular with mages, because they'll never miss. It's really just a damage roll, I think. Ahem. Okay. Zircon gem for 22, helmet for 1, bastard sword for 5, leather, bastard sword. Bastard sword helmet. I don't think Jaheira can equip steel weapons since she's a druid, but I'm not sure about that. I think you need, like, a cudgel. Mr. L asks, what am I streaming this with? I'm using OBS. OBS Studio and the Steam version, specifically. Okay. Sell. Rejoice, Khalid. You are no longer encumbered. Now, you don't really need to worry about a weapon for Jaheira, because druids have a spell called...
Nature's servant awaits.
Oh, it's not in there. I need to go in here. They have a spell called Shillelagh, which basically conjures a club for them to use. There was a dwarven druid in one of R.A. Salvatore's novels, the Cleric Quintet, who was kind of touched in the head and would always talk about how his wooden stick was a shalala, which was a horrendous mispronunciation of a shillelagh. But, you know, dwarven druids weren't allowed in 2nd edition D&D at the time. So it was basically just a pipe dream. But at the end of the story, he actually did manage to become a druid, which was kind of touching. Anyway, we are done here, so I'm going to head south and try to at least get to Baragast. before I end this session. It's about 11:30, so that'll probably end us around midnight. In fact, I'll recruit the first of the additional characters that they added to Enhanced Edition. This gives me an opportunity to complain about something. Okay, so, you know when I passed, like, Zara and Monteron and I had to actually, like, go out of my way to talk to them? And then when I got to Friendly Arm and I had to go out of my way to talk to Khalid and Jahira, you have to go out of your way to talk to most of the party members, which is important because you have a limited number of slots, and you don't necessarily want to like boot party members out at any odd time. Unfortunately, the added party members in Enhanced Edition kind of shove themselves in your face. So you don't have the option of like leaving them for later if you don't know that if you happen to see them there. Like you can see Minsk on the field and just not talk to him and not pick up the quest to go rescue Dinah here until you talk to him, which is convenient and all. Anyway, we can't just travel to Baragost. We have to actually go back to this field area we were at before.
Oh, you bet.
And travel south along the road. You can't travel to a specific area unless you've left the adjacent map area through that side. And yeah, I'm just hanging out by the roads. There are some pretty difficult enemies in the field areas around here if you wander around too much. It's better to stick by the roads until you hit level 2. You wouldn't think level 2 would make that much of a difference, but that extra, like, you could potentially double your health at that level. So, oh, hi. It's about time we ran into that staple of early Dungeons & Dragons combat, the kobold.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Oh, is she out of arrows? She's out of arrows. No, she has another stack of arrows. Okay. Right. Okay, so it's going to auto-pause whenever she runs out of a stack. That's good to know. Oh!
I'm gone.
Ball spawn ranger killed by kobolds. At least it wasn't bees. Now, where did I last autosave? Well, this is probably the most recent. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, right. It autosaves like before you leave every area, so... Fortunately, you don't have to worry too much about losing progress. Okay, so kobolds by the side of the road.
Right.
That's, I mean, there are worse things to die to. I don't necessarily need to follow the road. I could just leave through the southern side of the map at any point along the southern side of the map. Just anywhere along the bottom of the map. Anywhere along the top of the map will trigger Friendly Arm. Anywhere along this side of the map will trigger the area over that side. You don't necessarily need to follow the road to get anywhere, but it's usually the safest way. Oh, for fuck's... Gibberling! Okay. Oh, wait, where? Where? What? Where? Oh. Gibberlings have sort of... Okay, yeah, the enemy rolls are a bit random. Maybe I won't run into those same kobolds this time. I forgot Baldur's Gate actually repopulated areas with new monsters. That doesn't happen in Dragon Age. In Dragon Age, you have a finite amount of monsters, a finite amount of experience points to gain, and that's it. But, you know, for all that it was billed as a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate, there are a lot of differences between Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate. A lot of differences. In general, Dragon Age is just more video game friendly. A lot more quality of life. Simple to understand. Quick to play. Well, quick. In massive air quotes. Yeah, this is where I fought those kobolds. Now I'm fighting gibberlings. It's like gibberlings. Who cares? Oh, one of them actually dropped something. That doesn't happen every day. A single gold coin. And another single gold coin. Yeah, gibberlings are they don't have much going for them. Hey there, buddy. Hey, sit still.
Hey,
Mustache to Baragost, Governor Keldath must be told of the extra troops being sent his way. Baragost is to be garrisoned in case of Omnian attack, though has denied such intent. Of course they would deny it, the snakes. Make way for the messenger. Is the setting of Baldur's Gate 2, and part of the reason this iron shortage is a problem is that it's increasing tensions between and Baldur's Gate, which is like Baldur's Gate is directly north of They're regions that border each other. Good night, Daniel Krieger. And yeah, so that's the reason the iron crisis is happening, because someone is trying to stir the pot, I guess. Okay, 4 hours of traveling time to Baragost.
Good day,
Fine day to you, sire.
Ah.
Such a fine day to, wouldn't you say?
Good old 1998 FMVs. I wonder why that one was replaced, but the other one wasn't. Need directions? You seem a friendly sort, so I thought I'd offer my services as a guide. What do you need from the town of Baragost? If you could direct me to an affordable inn, I would much appreciate it. We have many inns for the frugal adventurer. The Red Sheaf has basic rooms, though the clientele is a touch rowdy. There are also the Burning Wizard and the Jovial Juggler, which also have finer suites. The Red Sheaf is near the center of town, as is the Burning Wizard. The Jovial Juggler is a bit further along, and sits on the southern edge of the city. Thanks for your help. No problem, friend. Enjoy your stay. Okay, so they don't actually fill in all the towns, just Candlekeep. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, you bet.
But that means you got to explore Candlekeep manually. Southern edge of town. Jovial Juggler sounds like a good place to stay. I'm trying to avoid the inn where you have to fight that guy.
You! Hey, you! Yes, you! I don't see anybody else around here. A little help, please?
Of course, what do you need?
There's bandits. Vicious, magic bandits. They must have gone to advanced bandit school or something. They're trying to capture me.
A group of spellcasting bandits? This sounds like a tall tale.
Listen, I'd love to give you a really long and detailed explanation of what's going on, but oh look, we're out of time.
So, you would try to hide from us behind this unfortunate fool. Your cowardice proves as deadly as your reckless magic.
You're the one trying to capture me, and I still don't know what you want, so I'd rather not let it happen. Get out of here before me and my new friends decide to eject a fist into your mouth.
You there, stand aside and give me the girl. Surely you won't risk your life for a stranger.
I won't let you harm her. By what right do you hunt this woman?
By my right as a wizard of Thay. We must study her anomalous powers, whether or not she comes willingly.
Let me guess. By study, you mean dissect.
You shall not be privy to my methods. It is none of your concern, and she is a danger to both herself and others. Hand her over now, or I shall cut you down.
More pressingly, how could you tell I was a half-elf? I'm wearing a helmet. Whatever. Come and take her, if you dare.
If you wish to die for this wild mageling, so be it.
Away with you, you pompous creep!
What? Not again.
Kendall, where did you go? We can't let her escape. Slaughter them all, and we'll sort this out once we find him.
You thought it was going to be a boss battle. No, it's wild magic. Okay, so the actual high-level wizard that would have been a threat is gone. So now
Can I help you?
we have 2 random thugs and a wizard. So,
You're a queer fellow.
you shoot the wizard,
You have need of me?
and
Nature's servant awaits.
how about entangle that guy?
Need me?
Right.
Oh, Nira's technically a part of my party. Okay. Well, she's an ally anyway. She's not actually part of my party. I can't command her. Let's go.
Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
Okay, bodyguard dead. Chihiro with that quarterstaff, man.
You've attacked.
She needs a heal, though.
For the group.
What you want?
Oh. Wait. I'm entangled. Great.
Nature's servant awaits.
Yep.
What's the story?
As soon as I'm disentangled, my friend. Son of a bitch!
Blasted Khalid! You die. I swear you'll never hear the end of it.
Well.
I care not.
Now, I have a quandary. In-character roleplay means I have to bring this guy back to life. But if I just leave him dead, I can have Chihiro without Khalid.
Really sorry about what just happened. I didn't want to involve you, but if I hadn't run into you when I did, they'd be elbow deep in my brains right now.
That's well and good, but custom dictates that you dump a load of gold into my hands. What will you do now? Surely a Kandor will return at some point.
Since you were kind enough to save me from those wizardly thugs, I was wondering if I could stay with you for a while. For your protection, as well as mine. I swear, I'm quite a skilled spellcaster. I can hurl a fireball like you wouldn't believe.
Very well, your company would be appreciated.
Fantastic! Let me just get my... well, nothing. I'm ready to go now.
Okay, I just need to wait for this magic to wear off.
Uh-huh.
Oh, geez. She almost died. When is this entangle field gonna wear off? I kinda need to loot some bodies.
As you direct.
And Imoen was unconscious. Oops.
You're a queer fellow.
You've attacked. For the group.
Okay. Oh, god damn it.
Need me? Right.
Basically, every round you're in the entanglement field, you have to do a saving throw, and if you fail the saving throw, well... Oh, right, and when a character dies, their gear gets dropped on the ground, so you have to pick it up. Okay, so I need to find a temple to revive Khalid, and
What is it this time?
what spells do you have? Magic Missile. Nahal's Reckless Dueomer. Oh, right, the Reckless Dueomer is like, it's the spell that intentionally invokes the random wild magic effect. So you can just instantaneously roll for a random magic effect. And, basically, all hell breaks loose. Okay, so I'm only encumbered to the point where I'm slowed, but that's going to be annoying. Let's see. Let's give a Bastard Sword to Jahira. She can probably carry it, yeah. I'm still encumbered? For fuck's sake, man. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, you bet. Need me? Yep.
I hope I have enough money to revive people.
Greetings, mercenaries. I am Silky, thespian extraordinaire.
Excuse me, but I must ask that you leave me be. I am waiting for someone and do not wish to be distracted. Okay. That's the Red Sheaf. I think that's the tavern where the guy will attack you. The thing is, like, he could kill you. But, if you fight him fist to fist... Garrick. I think that's a recruitable party member, but I don't want any recruitable party members right now. That's Feldapost's Inn. That might be the one. I don't even remember which is the one. But I'm not looking for an inn. Looking for a temple. Temple? Oh, Firebead Elvidhair's house. That's going to be important later. Great, now I'm encumbered again. Carry some leather armor, would you? Man, I have no idea where the temple in this town is. And you know, I can't just bring myself to like load a save and do the battle again, because that would be cheating. There's the Jovial Juggler. If I remember correctly, there was a temple near the Jovial Juggler, according to the guide up north. Oh, I can't go around, because the map ends over there. Oh wait, no it doesn't. That's just my map scrolling not cooperating with me. Thunderhammer Smithy, so you can get some weapons over there. That's always good to know. In fact, I'm going to stop by the smithy and sell some things. What is the party cap? It's 6 members. So I've got 5 people, so I can only afford one more. Yep. And that spot is going to be taken at the end of the mines, probably. Oh, right. It's nighttime. I forgot. NPC schedules. I didn't expect Khalid to die. I mean, I expect Khalid to die, but I didn't expect him to die so soon. Welcome to 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons, where, well, the game wants you to die. Yeah, I am kind of stuffy. My nose is stuffed up at some point while I was commentating. I'm sorry. Hopefully it'll clear up by tomorrow, because I was thinking I'd continue this then. It is 11:53. It is midnight. I am wandering around Baragast at night looking for a damn cleric. Swear jar. I know there's a temple somewhere around here. There's a temple somewhere around everywhere, but I don't remember where the Baragast one was. It's been years and years since I last played Baldur's Gate for real. The last time I played Baldur's Gate for real was when I worked at Walmart, which was like a decade ago. For some reason around that time I was into a lot of really time-consuming RPGs. My big games when I was working for Walmart were Baldur's Gate on my laptop. A laptop I won in a raffle at the prom, actually. And Final Fantasy 12 on my PS2, which devoured my soul for a good long time around there. I was so into Final Fantasy 12 that I insisted on spending like the first 5 hours of the game just soloing as Vaughn. And then was rewarded for all that time by realizing that all of the other characters in the game level up based on Vaughn's level when they haven't joined you yet. So basically I started out the game with my entire 6-man team over-leveled with a ton of license board points and everything. All because I had Vaughn run around doing hunt quests solo for a while, just to see if I could. There's a lot of houses around here, and I'm not going to visit even half of them. But, like in Elder Scrolls and stuff, you can go inside houses and steal stuff and all that. This isn't like a JRPG where you're meant to talk to everyone and do everything. It's more like you're supposed to look at the area you're in, the situation you're in, and do what you would do according to your character and their alignment. Unfortunately, evil characters aren't handled very well here. Now I've got to walk to this circle. Smithy, Burning Wizard. You're not going to tell me Baragast doesn't have...
A city's just a whole lot of friends you haven't made yet. Probably cut purses and cultists too, though, so don't get too relaxed.
I do like this voice that I gave my character. The voices that were packed in with the original game were kind of bland, to be honest. So one thing I definitely endorse here is oh, I didn't even notice that. Stocks. But yeah, the voices in Baldur's Gate 1 were kind of bland. The voices that you could give your character. I forgot to shut the door again. But they added more in Baldur's Gate 2, but I like the ones that they added here more. I might have to travel all the way to Nashkel with dead Khalid dragging me down. The only area I haven't really explored is around here. Okay. I mean, I could go back to Friendly Arm and revive him there. But that's like... there's nothing over here either. Whew. Zodiac Age is good. It's definitely an improved version of Final Fantasy XII. Oddly enough, they improved Final Fantasy X by opening up the sphere grid, and they improved Final Fantasy XII by restricting the license board. It's entertaining how that can sometimes happen. Please tell me there's a temple in this black space, because I'm almost out of space that I haven't searched. Nope. It looks like there isn't a temple in this town. That's... I haven't explored this side of town yet. Okay. What? Somewhere in town, someone just got struck by lightning. Oh my god. I forgot that could happen. Um, um, right. So yeah, you can get struck by lightning when it's storming. What about the map east of here, Gamer Nim? I genuinely forgot that you could get struck by lightning during the weather effects here. Yeah, you thought Breath of the Wild was the first one who did that. No? Nope. Oh, right. The temple is the map east of Baragost. I actually forgot about that.
Oh, you bet.
Thank you, Gamer Nim. Okay, let's get indoors.
Oh, you bet.
Welcome. The traveling adventurer is never turned away from a house of Lothander.
Welcome, the traveling adventurer is never turned away from a house of Lothander, as we strive to aid all who make a difference in the realms. If you are battle-worn, we can extend a number of necromantic restorations, whatever your need. A small donation is all the compensation that we require. What kind of aid can you give us? Okay, so the Raise Dead spell is 100 gold. Don't die again, Khalid, please. And of course, when you cast Raise Dead on someone, they come back to life with 1 HP, so you better rest up and heal them, like, right away. Of course, I don't want to spend 4 days at the inn healing everyone up. So I'm going to have to spend good money on a good room at the inn. I think I was...
Gather your party before venturing forth. Gather your party before venturing.
Yeah, that's where this comes from. You must gather your party before venturing forth. God damn it, Khalid.
Yes? Can I help you? If none are better, I'll do my best.
I forgot to select him. I forgot to select him and add him to my
Right.
Okay, so I was looking for the Jovial Juggler, which is right over here. Okay. Okay, so I think I've gone on long enough for tonight, so I'm going to stay at the inn and heal up my party and then save. Oh. Hi, Bjornin. Whoever you are.
Yes?
They did quite a number on me, those half-ogres. There's a band of them fortifying themselves in the mountains southwest of here. If you could give them a taste of justice, that would do me proud. Oh, we just picked up a side quest. Let's see. Half-ogres near Baragost. Bjornin, a paladin currently healing from his wounds in Baragost's Jovial Juggler Inn, has asked me to uproot a band of half-ogres. According to his report, they have been fortifying themselves in the mountains southwest of town. Which probably means traveling a couple maps that way. Well, I'll see about it when I'm in that area, I suppose. But, for now...
Me timber's bad enough without ye bothering me.
Aye, so everyone's heard. Everyone's a rubbernecker then. Is that it? Old Gurk had his famous cloak stolen right off his back by a batch of paltry Tasloi. Yeah, it's old news, and if you make one crack about the Cloakwood being an appropriate place to lose it, I'll put your liver on the menu. Now move on and let the next people in line have their laugh. I wasn't gonna laugh, but... Okay. Okay, Gurke's cloak. Gurke, a crusty old dwarf in Baragast, has had his supposedly famous cloak stolen from him by a batch of tassellae in the Cloakwood. After our brief encounter, I have come to the conclusion that I'd do almost anything to rid him of that sour mood. Cloakwood isn't a place that we'll be going just yet, so that's just a quest for later, I suppose.
I got some cheap beer for you.
Hello, friends. Welcome and make yourselves at home. Just try not to rattle the locals none, okay? Times is pretty harsh right now, and people don't need any more trouble than they've got. So, what can I do you for? Show me your list of services. Okay. So... I'm gonna spend 8 gold to go to the Royal Suite. That should heal Nira up to full, and then I can heal Khalid. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Nature's servant awaits.
How come I only have... Oh! Oh, she automatically used it on Khalid. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that happened. Sometimes when you rest, your characters will automatically cast whatever memorized healing spells they have on whoever needs them, after the rest has already restored their HP. So, Khalid, very in character, Hira just automatically healed Khalid. That's good. Good to know. Alright, well... I'm all rested up and ready to get moving, but that's gonna have to wait until next session because we've been going for way too long. It's past midnight. Thank you all for joining me. This has been a really relaxing good time, and I appreciate that people have taken an interest. Okay. Alrighty. Playing this game blind, or half blind as it were, is a real trip. And a long one. It's gonna take a while. Where's the actual manual save? Okay, there we go. Whew. That's all. Good night, and thank you for joining me. My mouse is trapped by the game. I can't actually get to OBS to shut it off. I forgot about that. Alright. Let me just do the thing.